vitality, having to regain. We saw Gen G getting mixy sort of in some of the middle of that map. I'm very curious how things are feeling. But man, what a way to wrap up Group A here at the Esports World Cup. 12 games over the last 2 days. We saw some heavy hitters performing. We saw questions answered about Twisted Minds. We've seen some really great squads come to fruition here. And in this last and final map, I mean, it felt like it was all out, just everybody trying to hang on as much as they could. But a little bit of listening from Virtus Pro as they wrapped up that map.
I'm right here, trade that.
Watch
Easy
out,
win.
watch out. Let's fucking go, boys. Fucking go. We'll close out on a fucking dub.
Come on.
We'll close out.
Yeah, incredible stuff, of course, from Virtus Pro, and just hearing those comms, man, like that. This team 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, they were falling out publicly and viciously. It was an airing of a lot of dirty laundry, let's put it that way. But the way in which they've come together these last couple of weeks, suddenly we believed again they could return to that form that we saw in Birmingham all the way back in March. And yes, they have indeed managed to get themselves on through to Sunday. Several of you won't be surprised. Maybe that was who Shifty was signaling to earlier on, not quite sure. But Ravens as well, they should be feeling pretty comfortable about their performances. Talked to them earlier on today, they were very disappointed with
Saludos, saludos. Al parecer ya se acomodó el stream. Estaba lagueadón, pero ya. Por lo menos 800 y feria, pero vamos a ir a corriditos. Saludos, saludos.
I honestly think I can say, looking across the team list, almost every team had some type of just highlight moment, some type of big energy that they were able to bring across one of these 12 maps to kind of prove that they're a formidable team here, that if they make it out of that survival stage into the final lobby on Sunday, that they will be a force to be reckoned with. Great stuff, but for a lot of our teams, guess what? It's not done yet. You still got a survival stage to play through tomorrow. 5 of our teams will make their way towards Sunday. Get a nice little rest day tomorrow. Hit the VOD review. Maybe get a little bit of a download
check,
of
prueba,
prueba,
check,
teams,
prueba.
They will have to pack their bags. They will have to watch their keys get crushed. And they will have to have their EWC run out.
Certainly shall. Checking in with a couple of the teams there. Lovely to see Tommy, of course, Warzone legend. Regardless of the events of this tournament, he will still sit inside the top 10 earners of all time, despite retiring almost a millennia ago. Of course, coaching in the Heretics. For Eclectic, the body language relatively neutral. I think they came into this tournament as one of the surprising favorites to get qualified through because of how good they've been in recent scrims. We haven't seen that side. I'll be honest with you, that sign is a take as hot as I hold shifts. I'm going to be honest with you. Twisted putting up ridiculous numbers. Wait till you see the final leaderboard, whether that be as a team or individually. So many of the fans, though, inside of here have been fantastic for those sides out on the stage. They've felt every bit of noise, the electricity, the pressure, but also the love coming in from the stands.
That is, I mean, listen, I want to wait for any type of confirmation on
Prueba.
potentially getting eliminated, okay? But I got to say, for some of these teams that were at the bottom, they just barely did not get eliminated, it feels like, by the skin of their teeth. It was so close on this bottom 3 to see there. I mean, it's just going to be wild. Like I said, I want to get confirmation. That's why I'm not listing any team names of who it's going to be. But man, I mean, it's just great to see all of these, right? I guess let's talk a little bit about some of these teams that are going to have to play through the survival stage, right? They will match up with sort of the middle 8 from Group B that will be coming on here in just a few moments when we do our walkouts and get Group B to play their last final 6 games. But if you are in this middle 8, is there anybody that you're kind of thinking that maybe needs to really kind of step it up? Because obviously you're going into what is potentially a harder lobby than this first 12 maps that you played to start your Esports World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, thinking the sides that I'm expecting to be in that middle 8, I think Vitality, right? Like, we look at some of their drop spots in particular. If you end up even more contested than you are right now, I become a little bit nervous for them because they haven't been great on contest. It feels that they've been trying to regain a hell of a lot. I think another side is Heretics. Their placement has to be better. They're a squad capable of finding kills. We know that. I mean, Teeny literally broke record online last year in terms of one-map kills. And they have the capability to do something special here in Paris by getting through to those finals. Their placing is awful. The rotation, the ability to pump the brakes and just decide, okay, we're going to set ourselves up for a better condition later down the line. That really needs studying in the back. They do have Tommy as coach, so they have the brain there to get it done.
I think for me, it's Eclectic. I think this is a roster that you and I both had pretty high hopes on coming into this event. It feels like they're kind of really hardcore relying on their
Sí, probando. Check.
in these lobbies. They're doing a great job on that map of finding the kills. They play it almost better than, well, I'm not going to say better than anyone else because Swiss looks pretty good on it, but, you know, they look very formidable on that map, and I just need them to kind of maybe figure out some of their Rebirth Island, figure out some of their Haven's Hollow, just to, I think, be more competitive, right? They won a huge scrim not too long ago against a lot of these top teams that they're going to have to battle against.
Well, there was analysis done by James Brown, the AG Global coach, and he came back. Yeah, shout out to him. A fantastic worker, brilliant mind in space. But he came out with a rankings, essentially, of all the team's performances over a massive sample of scrims. Athletic were the second best team on Havens, third best team on Rebirth, and seventh best team on Fortunes. We haven't seen that so far.
That's the opposite of what we've seen.
That's one of the best stat lines we've got from any team in the tournament in terms of consistency. Yeah. And we've gotten to land, and all of a sudden, all of that's disappeared. It is a very different environment for sure. But yeah, they're going to have to step it up if we're going to see them through to Sunday. Heated exchanges from PBGA. Curious about if they know whether or not they are through, because it was very much so touch and go. Again, a side that, I mean, even recently they won a scrim. They've had a couple of high-end performances, but back to unfortunately familiar territory for them.
Well, we've talked a lot about the middle of the pack. We've talked a lot about the bottom of the pack. Let's talk a little bit about the top of the pack, okay? Yep. Twisted Minds. I know we kind of have talked a lot about them, but it's for good reason. It's one thing to top your group and to say, all right, hey, yeah, we were #1. It's another thing to just completely and utterly obliterate your
annihilate,
which is exactly what they have done. Unofficial numbers here, friends. Virtus Pro sit around just shy of 200 points at 198. Twisted Minds sit at about 313. 212 kills for them. My favorite stat line, the Anchor Almond out-fragging Blast. And we saw that in that 1v1 against Grimy to secure a map win.
Yeah, we've talked about how that role has evolved over recent weeks. It feels like, we're seeing Gabe can be moved into that role for Gen G, and a couple of other players, Echo becoming more involved. For large periods of this last year, this last literal 12 months, it's been a case of your anchor sits in a pocket of space. That's what you always want to do. Certain sides, Twisted Minds included in that, kind of went, why the hell am I leaving Almond out there not getting involved in the gunfights? As soon as he steps up and come forward, it's gotten him more involved as the IGL as well. He's able to dictate the play better, make more informed comms, and all of a sudden that pacing that Shifty has demanded from the team all year long is there. The chemistry's there. It's great stuff. And yeah, they've sent out a signal to pretty much everybody else. Of course, the Falcons and their struggles yesterday in Group B, they will be looking over at this and well, they'll be raising their eyebrows for sure, because it feels like Twisted all of a sudden have all the momentum they need to challenge up there at the very top come Sunday.
Well, they've surely twisted the game alongside their fist around the rest of this lobby. Thank you. I was actually sitting around for a while. But they're feeling good. But also, we saw them on our screen not too long ago, and I think it'd be cool to talk about them again, is Virtus Pro. You hear what I'm saying? Like, yeah, screw it. We are good to end the game on a win, but guess what? Enough yapping from us. It's been great being here, but we got Barney ready to talk with, I believe, potentially Twisted Minds.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Sorry, we were just dotting the T's, crossing the I's, making sure that we've got everything sorted before we come down here and chat with Twisted Minds. Now, Shifty, my man, how does it feel to not only, secure the victory in Group A, but to dominate that group, my man?
I mean, it feels great. I think any tournament would feel great, but especially with our past, month or two, I think for the boys, this is everything we needed, everything we knew we could be, with everyone doubting us. We just knew, get to land, fry out, and we did just that.
Nice little confidence booster, Armin. I'm pretty sure that coming off the back of that final game, you guys are about 120 plus points ahead of second place. Now, does this team feel like the winning combo now for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're like kind of all clicking right now, and we're like peaking at the right time, and it kind of shows on the leaderboard, so we're going to carry that confidence into finals.
I like that. Confidence, momentum, that's what we need. Gentlemen, join me. Let's go over this way. We're going to go over to the Crusher, because we got fun things to do. Because as you know, having competed here last year at the Esports World Cup, climb up onto the step. Come on, we all want to see you. As you know, after competing here last year, you'll know that crushing the keys is one of the awesome things that we get to do at the Esports World Cup. Before we do it, Blast, I want to talk to you, my man. Sunday, we got new teams coming into the mix. It's going to be slightly different, but like we said, there's a lot of confidence, there's a lot of momentum coming out from today. So how are you feeling about that?
I mean, they're just Warzone gamer tags. I've never cared about the gamer tags. I think this team has the most potential, the most talent, and when we're all flowing, I just think it clearly shows how good we can be. And yeah, I'm excited for Sunday.
You guys are in peak flow. I like it. I'm guessing tomorrow is going to be a nice quality time day off. But before we get into any of that, it is time to do this moment, the Crusher. Okay, Armand, why don't you do us a favor and press this button and open up the iris for the Crusher. Here we go. Revealing the teeth. Does that look menacing?
Yeah, I would not want to put my hand in there.
Yeah, please don't, health and safety. Okay, now Shifty, I'm gonna get you to pull on this, and I'm gonna get you to eliminate all the keys. Bish, bosh, bash. That was so fast. And there you have it. 3 teams crushed. I'm gonna turn this off for you guys so that we can hear ourselves think. Was that satisfying?
Yeah, great.
Ooh, anything you want to say to the eliminated teams before we send them packing tonight?
Sleep well.
Sleep well, gentlemen. And that right there closes out Group A. Twisted Minds absolutely dominating the group throughout the past 2 days. The survival stage will be tomorrow, but we will see them on Championship Sunday. It's going to be spicy. We cannot wait for it, but of course we have lots more Warzone action coming your way. But first and foremost, let's head over to the studio to round out what we just saw.
That was nice out of Twisted Minds. Sleep well. I thought he was going to be saying, enjoy the flight back home. I thought it was going to be something along those lines.
Night. Ain't nobody buying a flight back right now. They're going to get their scheduled ones on Monday.
Yeah,
sleep well, though, teams. Sleep well. That's tough, though. That's tough. Hey, Crusher looked good.
Yes.
Shot down a lot faster than we thought it would.
It definitely did, especially for those teams. It's going to be sad seeing their key disappear. It's not going to be sad for Twisted Minds. We're really going to talk about them a little bit longer, though, because this squad, not only did they dominate day 1, they dominated day 2 when it came to the numbers as well.
They had 1 game outside of the top 5.
Whew.
Yeah, all the questions coming in. Are they going to be those guys? Is the land buff a real thing? Yes, 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 and more yes.
They
was all good.
Over 100 points over second place. I don't have the raw data in front of me yet. We should see it here in a second. Over 100 points. That is not only the period, it's the exclamation point on the season they've been building up to. They're doing it on land, man.
Clean.
Exactly.
You want to say these guys are nuts, dude. I mean, Shifty said he wanted to go for 60 kills today. He got pretty close to it, I think.
There you go. We get the stats.
And T1, with that banger map they had, they did not win, but they put up a crazy amount of kills. That jumped them all the way up. They get 5th. DK.
Mexicanos todavía vivos, el equipo de Amir y el equipo de Fnatic, hermanos. Extra J, baby. Extra J y Leviatán. Criminal Gon, Zeta Dark, Volcom, Resolve. Venga, cabrón. Espero que no se me agüite este cabrón, güey.
Knowing where their drop spots were going to be in this group, they were going to be continually battling against not just Twisted Minds, but potentially Gen.G and T1. It's just that Ravens did a really nice job of adapting, finding good kills, and even though the placements got a little bit scattery, they did well enough to obviously get into themselves to the playoff.
A team that was able to do well enough to get from the bottom 3 to actually outside and go to survival ended up being H1.
Twisted Minds, gente. Primeros con 337 puntos. ¡Qué auténtica barbaridad! Les sacan más de 200 puntos, 230 puntos entre Twisted Minds y FaZe. ¡Qué auténtica barbaridad! Bueno, la clasificación, que ya la hemos visto. Aquí tenemos cómo han quedado los equipos. Torneazo espectacular, fase de grupos increíble por parte de Twisted Minds, que la verdad no me esperaba este nivel por lo que estábamos viendo en los torneos de práctica. Pero madre mía, el nivel de Twisted Minds, ¿eh? Y nos vamos a ver, ahora sí que sí, los Top Fraggers, donde obviamente, como no podía ser de otra manera, Shifty, que se ha hecho 86 kills en los 2 días de la fase de grupos. Aquí lo tenemos, 86 kills para Shifty, 67 para Almond, 67 para Grimmy, 59...
Sensible. No, simplemente cuando estás en un evento, si eres parte del staff, no te puedes burlar de la tragedia de alguien más. Es lo que yo decía, por ejemplo, los jugadores está bien, ¿no? Que Shifty tire caquita, que Blasiris dijo, hay unos güeyes que ni topo, el Hisoka tire cagada, eso es normal y se vale. Pero de parte del staff, yo creo que no está bien, sobre todo en la transmisión oficial. Es mi personal punto de vista. Tal vez usted dice, no, está bien que tire mierda el comentarista principal, ¿no? Quedó con 337. Ok, la pared demasiado antes tal vez. Ok, a ver, espérenme.
And again, where did he get that? He's been doing it off screen, not in competition, having to sit in the sidelines until this WRS. So to do it on main stage, to do it on land for the very first time.
Murió el sueño latino. Murió el sueño latino, hermoso.
Consistently, they've had maybe 1 to 2 games or tournaments where they've done okay.
Why did you drag me in this?
No, because me and you both said it. You said that they're the best team on the thing. So I said me and you said that together because you said it technically.
I said it by myself.
Yeah, but then that's why I wanted to be with you because we're like bros. But no, I already said it. No, but I already said it. So like we're together in this.
That's not my curse.
What do you mean? We're in this together.
That ain't my curse.
Listen, Matt, Chad, they're playing insane, bro.
I think I'm honestly, after seeing how Twisted Minds performed in their group, I want to see how Falcons does.
91 kills se aventó Shifty.
Yeah.
73 Almond, 72 Greenmay, 65 Black, 91 kills el Shifty. Twisted Minds, todos juntos, 229 kills.
You guys can see what Diaz is doing. He's going over for today's thing. I mean,
84 points for Falcons.
This is the leaderboard. This is the leaderboard, bro.
I mean, bro.
This is the leaderboard as of right now, chat.
You're telling me Twisted Minds just had 190 in their 6 games. Falcons has 84.
Bro, Twisted Minds had an average placement of 2.7. Wait, Swag's blaming me. Why me?
212 kills, Twisted Minds. Ahí nomás. En todas las partidas, claro, ¿no? O sea.
Wait, what? How did I do that?
I don't know.
86 de Shifty, ya la actualizaron.
Wait, so is it accurate? These are the scores now? Like for real? The ones, these over here?
Virtus Pro, a ver quién está jugando Virtus Pro, Greenmay, Destroy y Adrian.
Okay, so they just weren't updated. So then Praise and them shot up to 13th. Oh no, same thing. So they removed it again.
Yep.
Okay. All right, guys, chat. This is as of right now, these are the teams going through. Top 5, they automatically qualify for Sunday. Team 6 through 13, they will get sent to LCQ. Vitality, LCQ, GK, LCQ, Novo Esports, LCQ, which is kind of crazy. Heretics, LCQ, Eclectic, LCQ, CCF, LCQ, Stallions, LCQ, and then PB and J.
You're looking at where the map comps are going to be, and you're saying, okay, here's where our drop spot is. This is who we need to prep up against. Now you don't want to get too much in your head when overanalyze what's coming up in the survival stage, trying to put those together, and then even more so if you do make it to the final stage, as you start to do with all the top dogs over and over and over again. It's like you have to make adjustments, but you don't want to change the playbook completely.
And it's also worth remembering those big point sponges are going to be gone. The big teams like Twisted Minds will not be soaking up nearly 400 points, right? So because of that, a team like Vitality is going to have more kills on the map.
That's the main one, too, with the sponging of the points. You were saying Twisted Minds ended up being outside of the top 5 in just 1 match out of 12. That is absolutely ridiculous. Now, when we're going through a survival, right, especially from the teams from Group A, as we're going to be finding out later on today, which teams are going to be going as well to survival and which teams are going to be going home from Group B, which is one team that either surprised you or you're looking forward to step it up outside of the ones that we've been talking already?
I think my first thought does kind of lean towards Team Vitality, mostly because of the consistency that we've talked about. But I think just based on slaying presence and how that's going to translate to the survival stage, I actually saw my eyes on Novo. They were so close so many times to getting to high kill thresholds and then getting to the late game, but they got gate kept by a team trying to rotate in. They're going to be a little bit more free, a little bit more loose when it comes to doing that tomorrow. So I got my eyes on Novo, I think.
I agree with that, Tully. That's a high school team with a really, really explosive play style. You give them an opportunity to run rampant, and they absolutely will. But yeah, the gatekeeping is there. That comes down to decision making. That comes down to timing. That comes down to the game ahead of them. If they can find that, superb results tomorrow.
I think it's a really good shot. I'm going PBJ, man.
I like that call
I know they've been near the bottom, but with some of these big point sponges gone, I think PBJ could step up in a huge way against some little bit lower level competition and drop a banger on the map that propels them way up to the top to make it to finals day.
Crunchy, right? Crunchy?
Praise is good, man.
Yeah, with strawberry and toasted.
Might need to try that actually. Hold on, you might be cooking with that one. One team that's gonna be cooking has been T1, and I know T1 is currently with Blaze.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pit stop. We're having a laugh here when we're talking about English breakfasts versus American breakfasts, but we'll get into that one later. I'm Blaze, joined with the fantastic Lace, and we got the amazing team T1 with us. We got Echo, Disrupt, and Spam. You guys just got into the top 5 in your group, so you get a day off. Echo, how does it feel to, accomplish the first goal?
Feels good. We were definitely, after day one, we kind of looked at it and we did a little interview earlier. I said we've got to go a bit more gung-ho. Yeah. So rather than like day one, we were kind of, me and Spam sit back, like just Disrupt do his own thing. But today we were kind of like, you two fly, just get them kills and then it'll work out,
And we saw that. I want to say, I think it was probably in the map 5. I saw you guys drop 24 kills or so. You guys absolutely slayed out. So the build up, getting there, to play more gun-ho, to be more aggressive, was it more changing the location that you was dropping in, just being more aggressive on the fights as you guys saw them? Like, what was the opportunities in what you saw in these lobbies?
We kind of just said, before we were playing double anchor so that if anyone
bad, and then you spit around and you now go a ticket straight to the finals. Where was that turning point for you guys?
Y sigue el grupo de Fnatic tratando de conseguir esa clasificatoria, güey, a la Last Chance Qualifier.
I don't know. He had like what, 90 kills?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, they're playing pretty good.
I actually think he's at 100, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Go down on the thing. He's 86. Yeah, because he just had 91, so I guess they took like away. I think they counted the last map twice or some shit.
Damn. Yeah, the next one's gonna start here soon, chat. I actually gotta pee, bro. Where are the boys at?
Adrian's doing like an interview or something, and I don't know where he is.
Damn. All right, man. Well, Grimy, bro, you're the fucking go. I'm proud of you, dog. Hey, I need you to fucking win, all right?
I'll try, bro.
On Sunday, chat, you guys are, I've been telling you all the time, they're my roster, bro. That's the team I want to win, man. Those are my fucking goats, bro. All right, man. I'm going to go pee real quick. I got to fucking run. Let me see. Do you guys want me to leave it on this, or do you want me to leave it on?
I'll switch it.
Well, I don't want to leave you by himself. If the Ketchup's going to get up, I'll stay for a little bit. I think Ketchup's going to go pee. Oh, he's saying what's up to Grimy. Yo, chat, they're like best friends, bro. Grimy and Ketchup. Sheesh, bro. Come on, baby.
Grimy showing on the main pods.
Let's see.
We got VP coming out. We got
here we
Twisted
go.
Minds.
Interview.
We got Genji. We got
Let's see
you
what they got over
guys
here.
as well as
Let's take this
Raven
off.
Esports. Do you think that was supposed to be the top 5 to come out this group, or did anyone not make the cut?
I thought Novo Esports would have qualified, but that's the one I'm like surprised with, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I think it's
Novo
right
had
now.
Here day one. I think today they just kind of fell down the wayside a bit.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you guys.
6 que queda eliminado del grupo B. ¿Quién creéis que son los 3 equipos eliminados? ¿Quién queda? Top 14, top 15, top 16.
That's the one I'm like surprised with, to be fair.
Okay. Yeah, and Novo had a heater day one. I think today they just kind of fell down the wayside a bit.
Yeah, and I mean, like.
We're probably just gonna do our usual stuff, and I feel like if the lobby gets better.
Very heavy firepower teams.
I mean.
Turn things around.
I love how you said that too, because sometimes when a lobby isn't at the right skill level, people be scamming, all right, not doing what they're supposed to do, and then next thing you know, it's falling apart for everybody. And it's like, okay, who is it that's not taking these shots or making these plays? So get into a better lobby will definitely make you guys better. I want to talk to your rookie over here, Spam. Now, Spam, you're on the main stage, EWC, and, to qualify top 5. Like, what has this experience been like for you today?
I mean, it's incredible, but I can't say I didn't expect it. I was kind of expecting probably higher than top 5, but I was expecting top 3, but it's not really that's what matters. We qualified, rookie year, EWC rookie year. I mean, it feels great.
Definitely does.
And I mean, I want to pass the mic back to you, Echo. Obviously, vet, rookie, right? Has there been any sort of changes that you've seen in Spam, or any sort of insight that you would have provided to him to get to this level, or have you just completely trusted, a newer player coming into your team?
I'd say I wouldn't just say. I wouldn't just.
You know, you got the dad
I wouldn't just say it's just on Spam being a rookie as well. These also, you know, he had a little bit of experience last year. They've both come in and they've both like listened so much. He's just putting it into practice. But yeah, like when I first started playing, I played with D a bit, so I knew kind of what to expect, but I didn't really know what to expect out of Spam. So I'm like, oh, is he just going to be one of these ranked kids that is just, he runs around, gets kills, but then like he doesn't know the end games and that kind of stuff. But
or probably can't listen too, which is one of the worst things you can have in a new team, man.
Exactly.
I mean, I feel like the older players don't listen. You know, they're set in their ways. They got their habits. Habits are hard to break.
We do be hard-headed. Like, yo, my strat is the right one, okay? Follow me on my rotation. Why are you not behind me when I'm shooting to clean up my kills, you know?
Exactly right. But I mean, look, it's really beautiful to see, to have like a nice cohesion with the team. And, you know, you see this across different types of esports where, you know, bringing on those new players. And I love that you said, like, you know, these ranked kill grinders, because that is apparent. But they're a new dynasty, right? Yeah. So they bring a fresh perspective, but then, you know, with your knowledge, you can kind of instill that on them. So, I mean, that's awesome. But is there any, like, tea you can tell us? Like, do you yell at him at all? Or
oh, we've definitely had some, like, a little bit of arguments and a little bit, you know.
We call that team. Yeah. That chuckle I got out of you, Spam, like, yeah, little arguments.
Just blink twice if you need help.
Oh, man. You know, so, like, one thing I love about doing interviews like this is, like, getting some of the information that we don't normally get out of you guys. You know, I opened up this interview talking about English breakfasts versus American breakfasts. Now, when you guys, yeah, okay, everybody against me. Now, when you start today, what did you guys eat before you came into the arena? Was it just black coffee? Was it just water? Did you guys eat anything at all before you got into your matches?
Adderall.
Kind of energy drink.
Energy drink, straight caffeine.
Energy drink and a Neurogun. That's all I've had.
Straight caffeine. Yeah. What about you?
Energy drink and a banana.
Energy drink and banana.
Yeah, they're bananas.
Yeah, anything.
Nothing.
Plátano y un Red Bull el vato.
Bottle of water, mate.
Con eso anda ganando
yeah, I think
el Mundial de Warzone.
As well. That would...
And no. See, I like you, Spam. You get it, okay? Keep that same diet to start the day. But right now, I know these players are probably hungry. You know, they have played their asses off all day long. Guys, thank you for coming in, joining with us on the couch at the pit stop here. Yep. You get a day off tomorrow. Hope you get a chance to get some rest and see the city. But that's going to do it for us on the couch. Back to you guys. We got some more Warzone action coming up.
Y en YouTube, pues yo creo que en YouTube sí que tenéis todos la barrita, que aquí tiráis para atrás y lo podéis ver todo fácil y ya está. ¿Ha cerrado el stream? Pues muy bien, tío. Muy bien. Pues muy bien. Vale, perfecto. Está mal la clasificación. ¿Cómo que está mal la clasificación? ¿Qué clasificación está mal? Con turbo o suscrito al canal. Ah, vale, con que estéis suscritos al canal también aparece. Vale. No sabía yo eso entonces. Pensaba que era solo para la gente de turbo esto.
Day for Call of Duty Warzone at the Esports World Cup. A little bit going on behind us right now. Let's see what we have. We gotta talk to the man.
You're really getting us in here. Right now.
We are getting in here. I'm ambushing you. Absolutely. This is the reigning Esports World Champ.
Yes, sir.
That you have right here. How are you feeling? How's your travel? How's Paris for you?
It's my first time in Paris, so I'm just enjoying it. Also, my third EWC. I've been a part of everyone so far. And I'm just appreciative that, you know, I get to be here.
Okay. We have Mr. Gabe Kuhn over here who's getting his shots. You can see here already. Let's get a little... You see, look at this. He looks aggressive right now. He's like this on the map. He's like this in person. Silencing the haters. This is exactly what you like to see. We're going to check out some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that we have happening in this back sort of area. So let's go ahead. Let's see what we have back here.
Maxel, cabrón.
Looks like Mr. Shifty is just getting wrapped here. I don't know if we can actually Let's grab Mr. Shifty actually out here. Yes, exactly. We're ambushing you just like a nature documentary. Feels good. How you feeling, man? You've been here. You guys have been boot camping in Paris. How you feeling ahead of this week?
I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I've been here for a while. I've done this, so same routine as always. You know, just get ready and then go for that ship.
It's not the only thing going on though. We got to go check out what's happening over on the multi-set. All right, gentlemen. I was told that there was art going on in here. Nate, I'm going to ask you in your best words, what is on your screen right here?
Talent.
I'm going to beg to differ. Give me a different word.
Art.
Art. I like that one a little bit better. Mr. Trick? A little bit better. You signed yours.
Yeah, I did. I'm proud of my work. I know you're not an artist, so you don't really know art, but this is art.
El día de ayer Leviatán en el 14, quedó abajo.
Alright, we're here in hair and makeup. Everybody's got to look good, of course.
Vamos a ver cómo les va hoy a los Mexas.
All kinds of players, talent, everybody getting their makeup done. Donkey, how you doing, man? How are you doing? I'm doing great. Have you got your hair and makeup done yet?
Yeah, I'm looking pretty, right?
Well, anyway, Donkey, how are you
Ahora
feeling
vamos
ahead of
viendo.
the competition this week?
Feeling good, confident.
¿Cuántos mexicanos están jugando? ¿Cuántos
Mainly, I
mexicanos
wanted to
están
do this
jugando?
because we have Echo taking photos right now, and man, does he look awkward. But how's Paris for you so far?
Paris has been amazing, man. I think it's probably the best event I've attended so far. And I can tell you now, there's not going to be another event like this. Look at him, he's kind of
hitting that.
Whoa. Shame he's got a bit of a lazy eye, but he's got it going. Go on, fella.
Go on. That's what we like. And you can see players maybe have to do something a little bit outside of their element for once, but that's what you have to do when you're trying to be the best here.
Hoy si Dios quiere y pues nada, ayer nos fuimos al hotel, nos preparamos, vimos
Ah,
videos
birrillo.
juntos, hicimos correcciones, hicimos un plan y hoy lo vamos a poner en prueba y pues el chat se ve bonito a pesar que no lo veo en vivo, pero como quiera ahí dejen el apoyo, yo lo voy a ver y lo voy a sentir.
Ánimo, señores, están viendo esto antes del stream, apóyenlo ahí en el chat, viejo. Ánimo, ánimo.
Gracias.
Ahora, hermano, palabras de Deus Eimir a el chat. Qué locurita, chat. Locurita. ¿Opiniones, chat? De Deus Eimir hablando. Humilde.
Este vato.
Humilde la cabra. Humilde.
A ver, 1, 2, 3,
Humilde la
4,
cabra.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Ey, ¿sí vieron el video
10,
que les pasé?
11, 12, 13, 14,
Palabras de Deus
15.
Amir. Antes de empezar.
5 equipos.
Avísame, cabrón.
5, 15 muñecos. Pero no todos mexicanos, obviamente, son latinos, más bien. O sí. Tendría que dar puros mexicanos
No,
el
es un
buscador, ¿verdad? Pero
Chat, video de Usamir en exclusiva, chat.
en teoría sí. Lástima que no transmitieron. Aquí estaríamos viendo a todos. Aquí están. Pero bueno, vamos a jalar
Bro, ¿y
nomás
por qué? ¿Cómo
a
estamos?
el stream de Amir, junto con los oficiales y algunos casters. Según yo ya lo tenía. Ricky, Repulse, mi rey. Benjamin, me faltó Amir.
Gracias por esos 24 me sirvió el 1 para Daniel, gracias por esos 20 me sirvió de Prime, perdón. Saavedra, gracias por esos 35 me sirvió el 1. Roberto, gracias por esos 24 meses de Prime. Rafa, gracias por el Prime. Daniel, gracias por esos 11 meses de Prime. Panacael, gracias por esos 3 meses de Prime. Un like, gracias por esos 20 meses.
The content's great, but this is incredible.
That's straight intel. Somebody pick my guy.
De jugar en un momentito. Estoy pensando que juega como unos 10 minuticos 15, bro. Qué grande el venado desde París con el video, hermano. ¿Qué hace el
10,
venado
15
París
minutillos
ahora
para
en
que
stream, por favor?
empiece el grupo B, la primera partida, raza. A ver, vamos a ver quiénes juegan en el grupo B.
Damn.
A ver, necesito abrir otra.
Luis Vaga, gracias por esos 19 meses de Prime. Pana Ewa, gracias por esos 7 meses de Prime también. Thank you. Ese guau.
Solo para estar investigando, les presento Gamescom TV. Configurado especialmente para este evento.
Mejor no donen nadota, brothers. ¿Y qué más queréis que
Lástima
haga,
que no hicieron el stream, si no
agradeciendo la sub,
tuviéramos a todos los participantes de ese torneo. Todos están metidos aquí. Puedes armar tus propias configuraciones. Así seas espectador, si haces
Están hablando, están
caster,
muteados ellos hablando, bro.
está perfecto. Y nuevito,
O sea, ¿qué
recién creada.
Tiene
Modo
que
beta,
estar a
raza.
12 meses la camiseta. No, bro. God damn.
A ver, grupo B. Grupo B. 16 equipos.
Santa idea de una nalgada. ¿Yo qué soy, bro? Repulse. ¿Haces envíos a Perú? Sí, bro, hacemos envíos a Perú.
Falcons, Leviathan, Orchid, G2
Haz un
Sport,
mortal
GTA
hacia atrás por
Gaming,
cada sub. That's
for
crazy.
Fun Sport, Good Like Sport,
Nalgada. ¿Qué te
AGLA, Fanatic, New Icons, Gentlemen, Gentlemates, Ninja en Pijamas, KJB, The Big Vicious, Gamax Sport y Team Nemesis. Mexicanos, nada más Leviatán y Fanatic, según aquí, mis datos.
¿Cómo? ¿Cómo?
Jugadores Amir, Z-Dark,
Y esa
Criminal
nalgada,
God,
hermano.
Volcom, Resolve y Extra. Hasta donde tengo entendido, mexicanos son los que van a estar jugando en el grupo B.
Medio rara, bro. ¿Para quién?
Bueno, Criminal God creo que no es mexicano, creo que es puertorriqueño, pero igual me lo lanza aquí porque el equipo es de México,
¿Está bien?
creo.
Román,
Estoy inspirado, güey, después de ese video.
Pero es que cómo no vas a estar inspirado, bro.
Damn.
You can take your time.
Wait, I already know who he's going for. Pick one.
Is it gonna be Soka?
No, I think I know who his budget pick is though.
Team Seta as well as Crazy Raccoon, they should have pound for pound the upper hand against T1, so that's a little unfortunate.
And Johnny, I assume that means GK.
Lo mandaron a trabajar en campo, ¿no?
Fue la incursión, exactamente. Esa es correcta.
Ya le había tocado mucha cabina, güey. Ahora le tocó campo al
Severo. Sí, le tocó estar en presencial. Pablo, que es por el Prime para unir al canal. Sane, que es por el Prime también para. Bro, esperemos que presencial, hermano.
Ojalá.
Bro, nosotros preguntamos y nos dijeron que sí y después nos dijeron que no.
B. They have some real upshot potential.
You lost, Danny. You
Upset
completely lost.
No, I'm on the right page. No. I understood. Yeah, group seed number 2 can't play one.
Raza, si quieren probar esta herramienta, solo vayan a gamesicamps.tv, ya está en línea. Pueden pasar por ahí, pueden checar para qué sirve, si castean, si solamente quieren ver el evento, está perfecto. Tienen todos los jugadores ya están dados de alta en la plataforma, está especializado y configurado nada más para este evento, por lo pronto. Ahí van a encontrar los streams oficiales y los casters más conocidos. Y pues todos los jugadores, todos los streams de los jugadores que pues desgraciadamente no hicieron stream, pero están ahí. El de Amir, ese es el único que están, bueno, no estoy seguro si solamente ese, pero es el único que yo vi. Está haciendo stream pues sus camaradas, ¿no? El Kesto y los otros vatos. Pero bueno, hubiera estado chido que todos hubieran hecho stream y pues aquí los tuviéramos cambiando a cada uno de ellos.
You see, it's the STC Arena stage, and look, we've played.
Bueno, Gamescans.tv. Por ahí les dejé el enlace. Vayan, chequenlo. Denle una picateadilla para que vean para qué es. Si quieres simplemente empezar a hacer casteo, vamos a estar haciendo, si se puede, pues todos los eventos de la EWC. Los vamos a estar configurando y pues más adelante vamos a permitir que ustedes configuren los suyos. Pero por lo pronto les sirve para ver quién está jugando, de qué país, en qué grupo, si están haciendo stream o no. Mira, Criminal Gun. Sí está haciendo. Obviamente pues no están casteando, creo que nomás es el... Solo está retransmitiendo a lo que parece, pero bueno. Con musiquita ahí, que no es del stream original.
Is indeed Twisted Minds.
Ooh.
The Saudi organization. I'm gonna take care of this. Thank you.
They're looking good. Twisted Minds looking very good.
Yeah, they recovered. Fefe, next one. On y va. Next one is Weibo Gaming. How does that sound?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, pretty good. Moving on to the third Seed 1 team in the bracket. La troisième équipe. Seed 1 Zeta Division. Qui ne sera donc pas directement face à Twisted Minds à nouveau. And last but not least, you've guessed it, but still, Crazy Raccoon, le raton laveur fou for this last Seed 1 team. Ian,
right.
Shall we get going?
Now, the question is, who will they face off against? Out of the teams that are in the top seeds here, who do you think would you say is number one and the most dangerous left in the tournament?
You gotta go with Crazy Raccoon.
Del grupo A, sorpresa, pues Twisted Minds se la va llevando hasta ahorita.
Fefe, do you agree? Crazy Raccoon best team?
Así nomás.
I don't know, but pretty good one and the best since few months, yes.
Okay, solid recently. Let's move on to
212 kills lleva Twisted
Which
Minds.
teams will face off against each
Ya en
other.
esta segunda
Rack Attack,
etapa.
you ready?
Ready, I'm ready.
Let's begin.
Solo de esta segunda etapa.
GK Esports.
The first matchup is gonna be GK Esports versus Twisted Minds.
Wow.
I'm gonna welcome the players, UB, and of course, our player, you're gonna fist bump, of course, Labda 7. You can get back, of course, into positions. We're very excited for that EMEA derby. Tu le disais, Fefe, t'as envie de voir un derby EMEA, tu l'as?
Ah, je voulais les voir, mais peut-être pas l'un contre l'autre quand même. Ça embête un peu d'en perdre un en route, mais ça va être un beau match.
It's gonna be a good match. I'm sure about that. I agree with him.
Strong quarters final. Let's move on to the next one. Let's do this. Dallas Fuel.
So the next matchup. I am
Las
waiting for
ojeronas del
confirmation. It's gonna
vato,
be
güey. De seguro no han
Dallas
dormido
Fuel
nada esos
versus
güeyes.
Zeta Division.
Oh, Rack Attack as these
Yeah.
players come together here. What are your thoughts on that matchup? It's a tough one, isn't it, for Dallas?
Está cabrón estar ahí,
Tough
Pero
one
están
as
morros,
a
están
fellow
morros.
American, Team USA. Little
Tienen
scary,
que.
you know, going against Zeta, but you know, I know they got that.
You back them. You back them.
Yeah, I got them.
All right, let's move on now to the next one.
Lucamino and Violet, who gave each other a fist bump. That's gonna be a banger match.
Oh, T1.
So the third game is gonna be Crazy Raccoon versus T1.
What do you think?
That's a spicy one. That's a really spicy
O sea, iban a
first round.
jugar
Scary to
a
see one of those
Kill
guys go
Race
out
o
really early.
qué pex.
Isn't that gonna be one of the best matches possible?
Yeah, maybe it's gonna be the one that we're gonna get the most excited about. Yeah.
We're gonna get excited about it for sure.
Now we know who this is, but we've got to do the formality. Let's take out Rack Attack and let's reveal to the world the final team, which is, of course, Space Station Gaming.
Weibo versus Space Station Gaming is our last matchup, our last quarterfinal. Thank you guys. How are we feeling about this? Qu'est-ce qu'on en pense? Tu me réponds en anglais, en français, tu fais ce que tu veux.
Je pense que ça va être un beau match. C'est des équipes qui, je pense, avaient envie de s'affronter en vrai.
I think those teams wanted actually to face each other, like for the one that were tuned, so that's going to be interesting.
Final thoughts?
I think that's a final spicy game. I mean, hopefully SSG can get some revenge for us.
Let's see, Rack Attack Fefe, you've been brilliant. We're just going to take a quick look at the bracket so you at home can really see what is in store for you tomorrow on quarterfinals day for Overwatch here at the Esports World Cup. Lou, we're in for a banger.
Yeah, I'm really excited about.
Surprise though is that third place G2 Esports. I know you've been keeping an eye on them, Lace.
Absolutely. And I want to touch more on the players. Big man.
¿Cómo creen que sea la entrada? ¿Creen que sea mejor que la de ayer? La de ayer fue aura, ¿eh? La de ayer fue mucha aura, pero yo creo que hoy, bro, van a ser como nonchalant y les va a dar más aura.
Ah, se fue a cagar el Ricky Strickis. No te oyes, Ricky. ¿Qué pedo, mi chavo? Hable, Ari, bien muteado. Qué mal pedo. ¿O soy yo? ¿Se me bugueó esta madre o qué? ¿Qué es eso? Mi despertador, cabrón. Mira, 10-10, Justo cuando iba a empezar a jugar a Mir, pero bueno, la neta no dormí nada. Me le seguí de corrido, cabrón. Pero a ver, espérame. ¿Sí está sonando Ricky Strickis o no? ¿Soy yo? ¿Qué está pasando aquí? ¿Qué está pasando?
Was even in their first 3 games where they were great. For replacement, they weren't necessarily up to snuff when it comes to kill participation. And we've been talking about this a lot throughout the year. You go to Birmingham, you then go to Atlanta, the kill tally across the board totals go up. Now
Salieron a hablar y no se oyó nada, carnal. Pero bueno. A ver. ¿Y ese güey quién es?
Una disculpa, güey, les dejé en mute, güey.
Estuvieron peleando varios mapas contra el equipo de Amir. De hecho, le complican la.
Una disculpa, estaba en mute, sí, carnal.
Están a un nivel,
Llegó, tuvo que llegar al técnico. No, la neta no sé quién es, pero le hizo el paro, la neta.
Final thoughts here, Zoe, as we're about to head into the shuttle.
Glad you mentioned that. I'm
Chat, vamos con las entradas de los equipos del grupo B.
Vamos con las entradas. Viene lo bueno, raza. Viene lo bueno.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Gadia City Grid. Just 6 maps remain in our group stage, and after seeing 3 teams sent home, reality is now setting in for Group B.
Il est maintenant l'heure des 6 dernières games de ces group stage, mesdames et messieurs. Le groupe B va se terminer comme vous l'avez vu précédemment. Les 3 dernières équipes ont vu leur clé être détruite, finir
Bueno,
dans le
como
crochet.
igual no entiendo qué está diciendo, les explico.
Éviter ce bottom 3.
Si quieren probar el sitio,
Ils sont chauds,
gamesican.tv,
ils sont prêts, Barnet.
Si te gusta hacer casteo, si quieres nada más ver de alguna manera elegante el evento, adelante. Ya están todos los jugadores metidos ahí, puedes escoger qué jugadores ver, qué teams ver, perdón. Están las transmisiones oficiales, están los casters más conocidos, puedes escoger, customizar, guardar. Gol con la hamburguesilla. Mira, ya tiene bigote el vato. Ah, perro.
Gamax Esports. For Fun Esports.
Ahora aguanta.
Ninja in Pyjamas Easter.
Ninja in Pyjamas.
Godlike Esports. G-Day Gaming. The Vicious Esports. Team Nemesis. New Icons. Kadgoy Vadati.
Leviathan. Míralo, el criminal bien mexa. Hagan sus apuestas, señores. ¿A quién le van?
G2 Esports. And finally, your reigning club champions, Team Falcons.
Los campeones del año pasado. ¡Ay, bien abuchados! ¡Qué pedo! ¿Por qué? Pinche raza. ¿Qué hicieron o qué?
I don't feel if we stress this enough that we have $1 million on the line and a chance to be immortalized in Esports World Cup history. It's time to show the world what you are made of.
Les équipes sont prêtes. Les meilleurs joueurs du monde se sont encore une fois donné rendez-vous pour nous offrir un spectacle exceptionnel. Les dernières games du groupe stage, ça commence maintenant.
Group B is here, and I couldn't be more excited. Goja Seymour on the mic leading into what could be a chance for some of these teams to change their fate in day two, and for some, untimely demise. They're going to be sent home just like we saw in Group A. It's going to be a ton of fun, and looking at our players, looking at their walk-in, Seymour, I saw some nerves, but I also saw some determination from the likes of the Falcons.
And I saw some fun, too, from AGAL. I mean, I swear it must be a bit at this point that they're going to have a different walkout every single day that we see them. No, I think you're right. A little bit of fear in the Falcons after day one. Doesn't really go the way that they expect. They're outside of the top 5. They got to find their way back in if they want to make it to Sunday with no issues. We might be seeing them in a survival stage.
Yeah, there's so much we can talk about, and I think, frankly, of course, we do need to talk about yesterday. The Dest did a great job of doing that, setting us up for today. But one thing I want to talk through is some statistics. What are some of the scores that people are trying to go for? You've got to remember our 2 different bubbles we're going to be paying attention to today, just like we did in Group A.
Yeah.
The bottom 3 go home. The top 5 go straight to the finals. The scores to beat if we were to repeat history from Group A. Gen G get 5th place in Group A, 177.4 points. That's the scores we're looking for. And on the other side, it was PBJ actually holding the line down at the bottom, getting 13th. Still going to the Survivor stage, 127.8. So those are the 2 scores I'm going to be looking out for today if it is a repeat of Group A, which of course it could be slightly different.
And for 5th place in Group B, we're looking at AG Global just hovering underneath 100 points, 98.8.
On a good pace.
On a good pace, for sure. Orchid right below them, 88.6. So a little bit of work to be done on the outside of the bubble for top 5. And the bottom 3 teams that need to make some changes today. Leviathan, Godlike, and New Icons. And the biggest surprise was Leviathan after the start that they had on Havens.
Yeah, I've got a challenge and a charge. I don't do this that often, but I'm going to challenge Leviathan right now. You have to come out as hot as you did yesterday, starting things off in Havens Hollow, and you somehow, some way, have to do it again and again and again and again. It's not good enough for a team like Leviathan, who has this caliber of players. You've got rookies like Criminal God that are difference makers, Amir, who is a veteran in the space. It is not good enough to scrape by, not at this stage with how close this leaderboard is.
And they just continuously found some issues by other teams that just were rising to the occasion in day 1 from Group B. I mean, JDG, they were constantly keeping Leviathan on the back foot. Same thing with NIP as well for a lot of those early games. Gentlemates had a fantastic day 1. That was a big stunner, but why did Gentlemates have a day 1? It's because they were left alone by the Falcons. So it's just going into Havens Hollow, what changes for a lot of these teams? Does Falcon go back to what was working beforehand? Does NIP continue to stay consistent towards Mansion? Will JDG continue to run pace through these maps? It's just, there's so many questions.
I've got to add the extra data behind this JDG domination. They're at 146.2 points right now. That means they're through. Like, they're pretty much through at this point. I already told you what the metrics were. You're trying to beat 177. As long as they don't completely just crap out for 6 games, they're going to be through. They need 30 points in 6. That is very easy for a team of this caliber. However, the rest of the teams that you mentioned are fairly far behind. These guys have a ridiculous amount of kills already. They have 104 kills, and only 1 map have they not been top 5 in the first 6. They got 6th place in game 1 yesterday. How insane is that? Averaging well past top 5 every single map is really impressive stuff. You're right, NIP's had a great day 1, going into day 2. Let's see if they can keep up the pace. And again, I think when you look at the bottom of the leaderboard, it is also worth mentioning teams like For Fun, Fnatic, Nemesis. They're all, yes, technically safe as of current, but the point spread from 13th all the way up to like 10th, no, 14th all the way up to 10th is 5 points.
Yeah.
Like, we have no clue how this is going to shake out, and I think that's what makes it so fun to watch, is that this day 2 right here, even maybe the first map, could dictate a ton for this leaderboard.
Not to mention, Leviathan and Nemesis are quite literally tied for 14th place right now for that elimination spot. And you look at the fans, they're showing up. They're hoping that Dumir can lead this team to a better day number 2. Team Nemesis, same thing. I mean, we love this story. They show up for their boys. I mean, they're always a hoot to be watching. And for the lads down under, it's just how do you show up on day 2? How do you get some movement going? I think that towards the end of day 1, we saw Nemesis looking a little bit better, some better placements, more kills. It's kind of like the opposite of Leviathan. It's just how do you start like that?
Yeah, as much as I want to keep talking about the Falcons as well, because I think there's some fun storylines there, I will mention them in reference to another team. Remember, the Falcons go down first. They landed on the Vicious, and the Vicious, they lived up to their name, man. They got vicious. They slammed them at the very beginning, shot their bodies, and sent them packing. And these guys, the Vicious, kind of came out here and surprised some folks. They've moved up the leaderboard. They're in 8th place right now at 68 points.
And I mean, this team, they're fantastic when it comes down to contesting a team one-on-one. The only thing I think for Vicious that can get better in day 2 is handling those third parties, handling when, they're dealing with multiple different teams at the same time, because they're fantastic when it comes to their mechanics, their gun skills, their fights are so good. It's just the macro aspect of this team. If they can figure that out today, we can definitely see an upgrade from MENA.
Yeah, they're very well within the mid-pack right now. Again, literally in the middle at 8th place currently, and they are just behind kind of the top team, which I would argue is the top 7. You see the Falcons all the way up at 85 points roughly, whereas the Vicious, who are right below them in the standings, are at 68. So still a lot of work to do for the Vicious, but a couple good games, and they're going to be in a really good position to really represent this MENA region very well. A reminder, if you don't know who this is, the Vicious, they won the MENA region qualifiers by 40 points.
Big time.
Stomping the Stallions and Gamax, the Stallions who technically made it through. Remember, in Group A, the Stallions crept their way through there just at the bottom of that mid-pack, making it into the Survivor stages. So I'm expecting to see the Vicious at least call to Survivor stages, if not something bigger.
And I love that in Group A, we saw just the rise of T1, because having the story of Rookie of the Year just linger over the head of a lot of these players is something that now we get to bring into Group B for this Orchid team, because Orchid just above Falcons is the next one that we got to talk about. Step up Sizzin, he's the second highest kills after day number 1. He was sitting at 39.
Huge.
If he keeps that up, that is great for Orchid, but he needs his rookie.
Yeah, I mean, Sizzin is doing an unbelievable job for this roster. They've been put in a blender a bit by the zones and a bit by where people have relocated to on the north side of the map. On even a map like Haven's Hollow, they really started out slow. Remember, AG Global came and played up here at G2 is what we call it, in top right-hand corner by Research, and it really messed with Orchid's flow pretty early in this competition. If things change on this map, if AG go all the way back to Chapel, you can see Orchid pop off here.
And Goach, how about G2 today?
Come on.
I mean, they were talking about that land anxiety, and anxiety is looking to have a good day too, but big man on the little map, he was fantastic to close out that day. A 41-point game to finish day number 1. G2, can they ride that momentum?
Yeah, man, G2 was a little quiet, like you said, at the beginning of yesterday, and they ended with a huge bang. So excited to see more G2 as we kick things off here in Haven's Hollow. Let's see if they can get...
Y del top 14 al top 16 completamente eliminados del torneo. Así que aquí tenemos en cámara al equipo de Falcons, el equipo que ayer la verdad no lo hizo del todo bien o al nivel que se espera. Y tenemos al equipo de The Vicious, el equipo árabe que le va a caer encima a Falcons.
Number 1, they're at boat contested. That's going to be the Falcons versus the Vicious, who are going to chow them on boat. We're going to take a look at it. Things have flipped. The script is upside down, and the Vicious are trying to continue their reign of terror against the Falcons.
Yeah, and who's Predict giving them a hard time.
Otra vez. ¿Qué pedo?
On the south side of the map now as they prepare for our first southern zone in Haven's.
Son esos güeyes, se les fue el pedo.
Sold's gonna take one down, get one knocked out, try to shot the second, he gets it! Sold's putting the Falcons in a blender. Hisoka last alive, gonna be underneath. He spots it, can he get all 3? Hisoka's on 1 HP in a dream, running for his life. How many times have you said this? Is there a chance that he can stay alive long enough?
Falcons are out.
Officially, the Falcons are the second team to go down following Gamax.
Oh no.
The
Limpiaron barco los Falcons.
Flipped the script, committed to the play. They said we're clearly in the mid-pack, let's find our way to the top 5. That's one way to do it. The Falcons gonna have to regain in map number 2.
Fly high into game 2. Vicious, what a story we are getting. So early kills from a lot of teams, early positioning, looking to start to work their way over to train station. You got 3 trios edging for positioning in this POI, and it's new icons actually trying to take down a big squad here of Leviathan.
Leviathan, this has been the fight that they won early in Havens Hollow yesterday. It's how they started off with a banger. They're going to win this one as well. At least one goes down, Criminal God. Able to find his first. That's Train Station. This is the POI. They've been fighting over for a while, and they've already been pushed out.
It's actually the bottom 4 teams really fighting it out to start it. Leviathan, Nemesis, and New Icons. This is not the guys you want to be fighting.
Gentlemates fans getting very loud. You might be wondering, where are they? And yes, that is the beginning of a great song, but they're actually up at the top over at Cole. This is where they land. They're working that northeastern side of the map, working their way from Cole into the zone. They're not in urgency to go find some big plays. They're just sending their fraggers out to go find kills. We'll check in with Gentlemates in a little bit as they take a couple, as we see actually eastern side of the map, right on the corner, just trying to weed out some of the regainers on the outside.
Yeah, and I mean, not too much to worry about right now. If you're Team Goo, you got Orchid close by, and they do have the high ground, so they're going to keep you pinned down. I think that's something for Orchid, that they're going to look for some early KP here along the main street, see if you can work your way into JDG to shut them down in game number 1, because that would be a huge thing for your squad.
Here's Fnatic, here's Gentlemates. Quick look at him with a little bit of help. Some other teams somewhat in the area. We do swing back to Barn on the edge of Mansion. NIP might not have seen them yet, mainly because, well, Mansion was free. They've been hanging out up there, and now are working their way south. The only team to land up there because of what the Vicious were able to do just a moment ago. Dropping both. AG do drop at Barn as expected, Chapel, and they're going to be holding these teams trying to rotate in from the north.
Well, looks like G2 going to be meeting the likes of Godlike. Anxiety finishes off on Intex. Swizzin.
Mention AG. Big teams in the area, Fnatic also potentially.
Creo que se ha salido un equipo, ¿no? Creo que ha empezado con 16 equipos. No sé por qué pone 15 ahora, pero ponía 16 antes seguro. Dark que ha caído. Problemas para Leviathan. No, Ilgoy está con mando, gente. Lo que vimos es que está con mando Ilgoy. No hay nadie de teclado y ratón. Amir que se lleva la baja de Tabix. Del...
Insane for a single kill on main because they know the Gentlemates are heating up. Reminder, Gentlemates won map 1 yesterday in Group B. They're going to try to win again, but this is a much more difficult circle for them.
And it was a 35-point game. It was the best game out of the day. So we're going to repeat that. Big crunch into the trains. They don't know where this player is gone. Finally finds him. Resolve gone. Not the full elimination, but look what's coming behind them. It's going to be likes of NIP actually taking down Enkyo and forcing you away.
This is a really nice take. Oh, I thought they were going to commit. I think NIP should have committed to that. They had their anchor free and Barn totally safe, and they had Enkyo down. They could have full committed for the Gentlemates fight, but they're going to play a little bit more safe. Fair enough. Want to maintain control of the north, but a little bit afraid that their anchor could get swung on.
Yeah, don't want to get third party here. So you're in the middle. AG Global trying to regain, but Knight's going to be caught there, leaving 2 players alone now in the water. See if they can get Knight back. That was JDG inside Main Street, holding things down to the middle. Everybody just finding their position as the circle starts to close off. This is where we're going to be looking at players just to find a way to exist.
For fun, are going to be holding at train station, but we got to get back to see what's going on with the Gentlemates. They still have to make it into zone. JDG, our top team today, on the leaderboard. Not too much to write home about for this team of 3. They've just been working this mid-map, waiting on everybody else. Here goes the Gentlemates, find one. They've made their way into zone, clearing a pathway for their third.
You want it to be clean, because if not, you know JDG is going to send that. They want to get rid of Gentlemates. They know it's the only team that's looking to contest them on the main street.
Yeah, Fnatic in trouble now as a solo. Great job from the Gentlemates to clear out 2 out of 3 members of Fnatic to own a place on edge of zone. Working their way into Main Street. There's plenty of cover to hold everybody else. Here's a look at the zone quickly as JDG is on the hunt. Gonna find Gentlemates on main. Melvin shoots one, gets it. Grumlock down, one on the outside, one on top. Smartly heading inside to play with his teammates.
Melvin, I mean, he was the one to lead this team to that first place finish. Looking for the rest. Extra gets caught. Fnatic down another player. And on the outside, it's Vicious trying to find some ways into the building. Good turn and burn from Solds, but you lose Adrenaline. It looks like the rest of JDG just trying to find some space again to regain, hold themselves, not get too mixy. You don't want to get third-partied at this point of the game.
All 3 of JDG are up. All 3 of Gentlemates are up, but both just had a player fly back in. We still have 14 out of 15 teams that are in the lobby. So 14 out of 16. Only 2, now 3 teams out of this lobby. That's Levi finding his way back to the lobby. That's Nemesis cut down as the JDG versus Gentlemates fight continues.
That is not good for Nemesis, who are trying to work their way out of an elimination spot right now. An early exit from game 1, work to be done in game number 2. Everybody starting to work down to the southwest, and it looks like it's going to be a late rotation from both Gentlemates and NIP should be the last ones, but NIP are being held right now by 4Fun.
Yeah, this NIP 4Fun battle is a big one because it's the battle for the north. But of course, the battle for the east still at hand. Melvin, you question and you wonder, how did JDG get the amount of points that they did? They find them all in the mid game. They just get scrappy. They clean everybody
New
up.
Icons,
They're cockroaches.
Team
They survive
Nemels,
to the end
Team
every
Falcons
single
y
time.
Gammas.
And
Y acaba de
JDG went from
morir
a decent game
Orchid.
to a great game. 4Fun
Ya
getting full
eliminados
life here on
de la-
main.
de la
As unfortunately,
partida.
Master 5K and Co go down.
They move into the bowling alley. They
Que
get
sigan
rid
ahí,
of
sigan los
Orchid,
Mexas.
and they're starting to find some space into the circle. Late
Los
rotation
moraditos.
from the anchor player of 4Fun. He's still
Son
not
los
in
morados,
there,
Zeta
and he's got to
Dark,
be
lo
worried because
mató el
in the
FIFA
church
kill.
it's going to be NIP working now. You might get caught on rotation by these 3.
Let's listen in as they rotate in to see if they can get there safely.
Left! It's only one guy, bro. Bro, just... Oh my god, man.
I'm weak. They're running back, good.
They're running back, we'll have
Get
white,
the
we'll have white.
fight, someone get the fight. One is on top of this fight, by the way.
One's on top of bank. Can you get these weak?
I mean, I don't know, they're top.
One kid's top white, these kids are second floor.
I might die here, by the way, now that I think about it.
He's peeking me, by the way. I'm inside. One's inside, holding on me now. Come, we can take bank. There's only one guy bank. Come. I can't cross. There's 2 guys
you can come from here. Come from outside.
Push my front bit then, yeah?
I can't. You can get shot from white.
Lift my door.
Look, my bro.
How much you got to do?
Look my door. Come. Get straight in the back.
Come, cross bank now.
I need plates as well, boys. I need plates.
Okay.
The bank.
Good job.
Great comms there from NIP, able to communicate intel very quickly. It's very clear comms to allow them to play a little bit more patient. They didn't rush this rotation. They got their intel, they zoned off their opponents, and they've made their way to closing in on New. But the New has moved even farther southwest, down to gazebos.
Well, it's Godlike and Gooey that have the bridges. 4Fun want to take on Godlike, who are underneath. Leviathan sitting in the water, and it's going to be G2 to the gazebo. So a late rotation from NIP. They're going to find some battles on the way in versus Gentlemates. And on top of that, it's going to be JDG still alive. So some big teams to worry about.
Yeah, definitely some big teams. G2, we haven't seen much of them, but they've been slowly but surely chipping away at this lobby. Vidati tries to get a little cheeky. Melvin says, yeah, peek your head back out of the water one more time, guff. Bye-bye, Melvin with the 5th. And here goes the Gentlemates, found their way to a nice building. Gas station inside. It's going to be a great position for them for New. Need to just wait on this zone. As long as they don't get cut down by some freak line that they didn't expect, they can just hold here for a while. NIP, a solid building as well. Everybody going to be waiting on this new zone. We've got 18 still
pueden ganar los
next
Mexas.
multiplier top 5.
Still some
La
opportunities to
pueden
buy
ganar.
back if you need to late game, but that's a gazebo pull, so
tirando la
that is
barda.
not good for NIP and Gentlemates. Both of them will have to fight each other to get in line.
I would argue that it is actually okay for Gentlemates just because they can hold NIP, but you're right, the problem is, look at where G2 is. That's the zone. You just got to go to a gazebo. So once Gentlemates win this engagement in the NIP, if NIP try to go through them, where do you go? Out into the open?
NIP are going to swing it. They're going to go for 4Fun. They're going to try to wrap around, go for the bridge, and see if you can third-party these squads on gazebo.
Godlike, where else would you expect to see them but in the water? And actually with a ton of kills, Intex on 6 with plenty of assists for his team. Means these guys have been battling for their lives in the water for a while, but back to G2 because these guys have been holding the power position, but a huge swing coming from JDG. They know how to win, they know how to make top 5, and one way to do that is to get on top of the gazebo, get to WinCon, and take it over. Leviathan go down in 8.
Leviathan go down, Showstoppers out, NIP in trouble, 4Fun in trouble, and JDG has positioning inside. They're forcing everybody to the gas.
Anxiety on 6, not a banger game, but a great one. Down go for fun. They needed the multiplier. They had a decent map going. This was their zone to win, playing just outside of this. They worked their way down. They've been here for a while and unfortunately won't get the 1.4x. Here comes NIP. Get cut down. JDG lose one, but then they take down Godlike. Up to top 5. Jailmate's still in it, but JDG doing well.
Godlike's gone. King AJ's down. JDG are holding them. Jailmate's behind them. And you see G2's
Ahí anda los Mexas. Nos queda uno, güey.
Positioning towards the top.
Nomás queda uno, carnal. ¿Quién es? El 8.
Gentleman's only had one, and they get the double buyback. You hear the crowd excited about that one, and unfortunately G2 a little bit lost in the sauce, getting shot from multiple angles. Wasn't expecting what? Inkyo up on high,
Cuatro equipos en una zonita de 10 metros, no mames.
NIP are out. G2 doing the same though. G2 pick up a second. Big fight. Inkyo finding one. Melvin cut down. JDG, who are in the power position, unfortunately, the zone pull punishes them, and FLS is going to have to be a hero. Down goes Gooey. G2, Gentlemates.
Se la llevaron.
Gentlemates versus G2. Can they go back-to-back? First map wins.
Hijos de su madre. 2 versus 1, 2 versus 1.
Get the zone pull as well. It's inevitable at this point.
No, ya te llegaron, cabrón. Atrás.
And the hometown heroes are on top.
Ya estaba muerto. Estás morido, carnal. Gentlemates.
Day 1 kicks off with the mates. Day 2, same thing. Same map. The Gentle Suites are on their feet. And the crowd couldn't be more happy for these 3 players. And realistically, this is just continuously looking like Gentlemates leveling up on land. The way that they handle the re-game, the way they burst G2 towards the end. No oversend, the double buyback. You hold the roof. You box out JDG to make sure G2 have that early rotation. All you got to do is take care of the monsters in your closet. And you handle what's ahead of you. What a play from Gentlemates. What a way to start your day.
So much we could talk about in that map. The main piece, of course, Gentlemates winning, but they do it. You gotta remember, they start in cold. They traverse the entire map to get to the win cons. They traversed the entire map, and they did it by battling to zone. Teams were holding them over and over and over again, and they somehow, some way, still made it through. One way that it helped is they did work their way through Main Street, a lot of cover there, and they were just sneaky, man. They were able to play through their cover very well. Here's the final moment. Ankyo able to get the one over the top. Unfortunately, G2 getting shot by JDG at the same time. Put them in a bit of a blender, but then Hollow wins the one down below, and unfortunately, Sight, a fantastic player, not going to win a 1v2 against a hot Gentlemates team.
Let alone a 1v3 if you did get that res back in late. Yeah, I mean, Gentlemates not only had to take on G2, the number 3 team coming into Group B on day 2, but you also had to fight through AG Global, the number 5 team, NIP, the number 2 team, and JDG, the number 1 team. All top 5 squads that we have from Group B meet the path of Gentlemates and meet their timely demise. So that is major for the confidence of these 3.
They've come out in droves for the second half of the day. Group B, Gentlemates feeling fantastic. To temper expectations a bit, this is the way they started yesterday as well. I'll be very curious to see what their scores ended up being. Great wherewithal to get that double buyback as well in the late zone. Gentlemates can't pull that off if they don't get that buy.
I mean, it was a first place on day 1, followed by a 9th place, and then a 6th and a 14th. So it's just continuously keeping that consistency.
Of course, all eyes on Hisoka and the Falcons. Gentlemates see it as well, and they give him a quick boo because, well, frankly, maybe a little bit of boo will get some fire in their bellies because, my goodness,
Son franceses.
Such a high IQ play, honestly, from the Vicious. I don't know if it was a coach call, the
IGL
call,
para la
or
casa.
what,
No, pues con razón la porra, ¿no?
know for a fact that the Falcons were going to go back
Medio
to
salón ahí gritando bien cabrón.
challenge them and then win. I mean, that right there is somebody trying to prove that they're the top team in not only their region, but also here on main stage. Folks, we're going to check out some quick content, take a look at what's going on in the scenes. We'll be back in the second Havens Hollow map.
The human body was built to move. Not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your secret lab
Estos güeyes sin trabados.
I'm not the man to ask about that. You're gonna have to go to Almond if you want to know.
You should talk to Almond about that info.
Almond's got all the tea.
Which camera?
Here we go! Drop!
Única pega que tengo a este torneo.
Drop number 2. Everyone seems to be having a really good time. It's a fun one here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the crowd here bringing the passion, bringing the love for their teams. Support coming in, whether it be the Falcon super fans on our right, the Gentle Suits off in the corner, or the team Vedati lovers here on our left-hand side as well. So much here in Paris, France.
Well, great energy. What do we need more, though, from that first drop? A tough exit for the Falcons early on, mate.
It is, and this is something that they have never seen on land. They're under pressure, they're being contested. They've lost an air of aura, an element of... On land, they're under pressure, they're being contested. They've lost an air of aura, an element of invincibility. And everyone now is willing to send it to them and really try and turn the screw, essentially, and they're suffering.
I mean, the question there remains, you take an early exit like that, does it give you a little bit more? Or does it start to chip away at that godlike confidence?
Well, that's the question that they've got to answer out there. You'd hope that they would stand up tall, stick their chests out, and come out swinging, but every single time that they see an early exit, more questions, more doubts enter the mind.
I mean, the highlights here on your screen, with a very, very spicy first drop. And again, generates a brilliant win. What a result for them, given the position from yesterday as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as well, it comes from a long rotation from Gentlemates as well, something that they have not necessarily done consistently well in the past. We talked a lot about the kind of suffering that Falcons went through. Yesterday's zones were really against them, but this time it's kind of like for them. With the Gentlemates, they're almost doing what the Falcons should be doing, rotating well, clean comms, clearing out the gas, great stuff out of them, and that's exactly what some of these other teams need to look to build upon for this afternoon.
Still plenty of games to go here in Group B. Well, what a wonderful start. A spicy final circle as well. Mate, high-level thoughts about water here in the Resurgence world?
Honestly, I could do with less of it, to be completely honest with you. I'd love to see more people having to fight on land, and as well with the new update, the velocity of the bullet's very different. Some of the players trying to adjust into that. But yeah, the less swimmers, the better.
It's a tricky situation for so many of our players to find ourselves in, but hey, we see the final kill here from Halo. Gentlemates walking away with a big win. Might get a look at the standings in a moment, but either way, you know those sort of boys way up the board. Falcons as well, trailing in a big way. What a tough result for them. So we will see, guys. Still plenty of games to play, but make early predictions for the second drop.
The Falcons come out hot. I think they instantly recognise the Vicious are going to land on them. They set up for that, and the way they often do it is they'll delay one of their players coming in to set up a triangle of death around one of them and isolate them. I think they'll do that and then get themselves on the move.
It's all about the angles, all about the angles. The fans here, everyone is having such a good time. Are we having a good time, friends? We having fun? Me too. Falcons fans to our right, surrounded by passionate French God.
They've lost us, they're gone, we're amongst the madness.
We're gone! I'm not even sure if the game's ready.
All right, thank you so much, Miles, and well, as well, and frankly, the fans, because the fans made that segment fantastic. Holy cow. We got fans all over the place and from all over the place, and that's what I love about EWC here, Seymour. Really cool to see fans for Orchid, Vidati, and everybody sitting next to Miles and Co.
I never thought I'd see Enigma in a different French crowd than the Gentlemates. I'll be honest.
Sure.
I think they have to have some words right there. But no, I think that it's great to see the crowd turn up. As always, we love to see it. And they brought up some really, really good conversations there, both Enigma and Miles. And the big one is the godlike personality that the Falcons do have is starting to get chipped away. And who would have thought that the boogeyman in their closet was another meta organization in Team Vicious coming through, shutting them down. I mean, Falcons coming into this game too, it's going to be a huge question because in the last 4 games, they have a 10th place, a 10th place, a 16th place, and a 15th place. They are getting nothing.
Well, don't ring the alarm bells yet. The Falcons have not gone through every single qualifier without a couple frustrating points. So this isn't totally, out of left field for them, but something they can come back on and just throw it on its head in a flick of an eye.
But it's even the wins they had yesterday. Their first place win, the second win that they had was only 10 kills. Like, even when they do win, they're not getting many points behind it. It's the reason why they're outside of top 5. It just doesn't look like the same Falcons.
Sure, totally fair. I think worth mentioning, we haven't taken a look at the leaderboard yet, but from what I can see, the Falcons actually haven't moved in place. They're still in 7th place. Some of the folks behind them are slowly but surely catching them. Now a little bit closer to them than before. But it's time to get into the map, folks. Havens Hollow, the second time we'll see it here for Group B, and the last time we'll see it for Group B. The next time you see Havens Hollow, it will be in the Survivor stage tomorrow. So let's get it and see where we're going. Back to Research, a repeat of Game 2 yesterday in Group B, and the Falcons totally changing their drop spot. Where are they going? Back to Mansion. It's a north side zone.
To NIP. See if NIP can continue to own this house. Big question for a pull like this is going to be G2, because yesterday their lumber spot was free, but their rotation of Mansion was troublesome. Both times that they went there, it just wasn't clicking. Now they're actually being contested down in lumbers. So let's see if they can take on the new Icons who are looking for a different home.
Well, with enough questions about the Falcons and early problems, let's do a quick listen in at the very beginning of this game at Mansion.
Listen, we're also close to Lodi as well.
I mean, you're right. Hold on. I'll hit a few crates. I'm LT right now?
Alright, I'm on your kitchen subs. I'm on your kitchen subs.
Swing a D now, Chris.
Yeah. I went up kitchen subs.
Yep. Alright, they're about to counter small. They're literally fucking stuck small.
Alright, I found a PA too. I found a PA.
I'm scared. I just got a bag.
We get Lodi.
Money, I'm looking for more money. We get a UE too.
You want to play the front or the back?
We can play. I mean, bro, I got the back. Play the back. One more. We have it. Start wrapping back. Go to the back. You got to set up again. We got to reset up.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like they haven't even taken any fucking space.
I'm waiting kitchen. I'm following me off.
They're tweaking. Drop money behind you. Okay, I dropped.
Here, I'm shouldering out or small. Nothing in the small room.
Go. I'm ready.
Here, let's go S1.
You never drop money. You guys never drop money.
I hear you. Nothing S1. Could be S2 though. Here, I dropped you money as well.
Okay, I'm gonna peek S2. I'll jump down.
It's funny when we see Falcons kind of setting up. They want the back of this Mansion, and NIP are happy to give it to them. NIP just want a kill box set up around the Falcons so they can't leave.
Yeah, a decent listen-in for sure as they get prepared, but of course we have to turn our eyes to other fights, and the main one on your screen right now, the Vicious. They don't have the Falcons to fight for, so where do they go? They actually headed over to Colt. So Solds, Adrenaline, Brett, they want, yes, the Falcons, but they want the Gentlemates as well. Solds trying to hunt him down right now. This team trying to play spoiler to everybody else to project themselves up the leaderboard. Did well at the beginning of last map. They went down fairly early though, and they go for the kill, and nice trades there from the Gentlemates. They'll get it. Really well played together as one. The fragger for the Vicious goes out. Solds doesn't get anything for it, but they're safe. They're in servers. They're hanging out over at Research. They're gonna be chilling here for a while, and the Gentlemates have Cole for free, so far so good for these guys.
Yeah, you might have the head-to-head versus the Falcons. Gentlemates, different team, different approach. Not going to be the same, but you do have that anchor, like you said. The regain's going to look good. AG Global, not the greatest game one. Another team that kind of felt their demise to the Gentlemates. They're going to be sitting at the barn. They have the rotation actually from Leviathan to worry about, and KGV there as well. Gooey trying to hold them off. Will be a late rotation from JDG, so there's actually a lot of traffic that's going to come from the barn. It means that AG Global, they don't want to waste resources on these latent fights.
Kazu isolated. Actually, the entire team of KGV isolated.
Yeah.
Get one here, that'd be nice. At least clean it up. No, can't even get FIFA kill. It's gonna be a quick pickup. Nice pickup there from AGAL. An extra point to their tally, and no more throwing from the side over here as they move their way to train wreck. Third will be flying in. There they are, all three together. Bang. And so we turn our eyes across the bow to barn, like you mentioned. We can see Leviathan get there, and mostly for free. The rest of KGV, look at that, Vidati hiding inside. Well, Leviathan move their way forward and try to put their anchor safe in barn and then go play. They see a couple folks down below. So they're going to try to win this engagement to clear out this side of the map.
It's going to be fun. I mean, we had so many teams in Research yesterday for that game too, and it's looking to be the exact same thing. A lot of teams trying to find themselves into the circle. You see that Leviathan now in the barn, holding off on JDG, who are actually just down to 1. JDG in a little bit of an issue, so Leviathan have an opportunity to start climbing their way out of that elimination spot, and they want to do it through barn.
Quick look at our map. You do see G2 in that light blue number 4 now on main. They've been playing through Lumber. They're going to have to work their way through Gentlemates. This is the classic fight that we usually see between Gentlemates and G2. If they're forced to move north, G2 have to go through the Gentlemates. Gentlemates are going to hold the line and try to hold a team that is near them on the leaderboard.
They've been winning this one. Past day and game. We ended with Gentlemates versus G2, and it looks like they're going to have to get through there. There goes Team Vicious. Orchid going to be the ones to eliminate them inside of Research. So Zariel and Co have to find themselves a way in. They're trying to look through with their battles, but they lose the rookie and they lose Sleepy as well. So what's going on here for Orchid? It's just another fumble inside.
Yeah, a big fight for the inside of Mansion. Research Center. Research can hold so many teams like we saw yesterday. But which level do you take and which teams can you take down? We've actually got more folks on the outside than usual because it actually looks like Fnatic have found a ton of kills inside.
Haven't seen anything come out of Mansion. I don't know what's going on with NIP Falcons and Nemesis, because it just seems like nobody wants to make a move over there.
Yeah.
And you remember in that game too is where Falcons actually got the train tracks and won that game.
Big look on the right-hand side. This is your leaderboard as of current, okay? So JDG still leading the charge. Gentlemate's still top 5. AGAL still top 5. About the same even after the end of last map. JDG only a couple points away from that metric of success in Group A. I think they need 4 points to tie 5th place from Group A at the end of 11, and they're doing it in 6.5.
We're looking at AG Global, trying to push into Godlike on the outside of the fences. Good damage there, but haven't found the knock just yet. Finally, Scummin gets it done. Still looking for the regain, looking to see if he can wipe them. Gentlemates just got wiped. G2, it was anxiety to finish that one off. A lot of contesting going on through the edge of the circle as teams are trying to find their positions.
Yeah, we've been paying attention to this Research fight for long enough that G2 and Gentlemates fight just overcooked a little bit. Gentlemates lose 1, they lose their fragger up front, and G2 pedal to the metal and swing into Cole and take charge of it. Quick look at him. There's G2, south side Cole. Complete control of the Cole side. If this does pull out of Research, this zone will dictate a ton of rotations. And it's going to go dead center of New. So Research still in it, Cole still in it. G2 going to hold the line on the south side of the zone.
And my eyes are going to be on AG Global, because this is the exact position AG Global have that won the Falcons that game yesterday. So will the Falcons go try to take them away? Gonna have to wait and see as Gooey's getting sent.
JDG, as per the usual, playing spoiler and playing cockroaches on the map. They were down to a solo a moment ago, but that's Resurgence, baby. They're back, and they're slapping Vidati and Co. around, and with the help of a mirror over the top, PA comes through, and it looks like Vidati's team have lost their place on the map, and it looks like lost their place in the lobby. They're going to be headed back.
Siguen vivos, siguen vivos.
Trios.
For fun, gone as well. Can't
Los
get
dos
anything
equipos
going today.
latinos o mexicanos siguen vivos.
In definitely a position of trouble as we look at Research.
Ahí salió.
And just like that, we're down to 11. So, trying to get into the top 10 now for these squads, as we got 16 seconds before that circle starts to close. AG Global still holding the top side of Research. Both NIP and Falcons have yet to leave the mansion. Nemesis are going to actually try to gatekeep them from the courtyard. And you got Leviathan versus JDG over towards the bridges, trying to cross that river. So lots of fights happening in transition right now.
A nice full swing here by Noobs. Great play from the Falcons to clean up 2/3 of NIP. And like you mentioned, it's the battle for the mansion side and who's holding who. Fire sale active, potentially NIP could get everybody back, but no. Limax spray, hunt him down. NIP out of this lobby, confirmed the Falcons moving up to their former win condition.
I was going to say, and this is where AG Global may have overstepped a little bit. They move away from the top of the hill into Research. Might be expecting the circle to pull down to Cole. They don't want to have to worry about the Falcons and try to fight them. They're just waiting to see where the circle goes.
Yeah, it's a good call. I think AG could have stayed and tried to hold that. With so much open spaces and likely not going to be a northern side zone, that I don't mind this play from AG to get inside and play for multi. Into the first multi, 1.2x on board. G2 still holding the south at Cole. Nobody's getting past them yet, nor do they want to. Patience here for Leviathan. Again, they needed to start hot, and they've had a mediocre kickoff. They need a lot of kills, and when you see a guy like Z-Dark, unbelievable fragger in his own right on 1 kill. Leviathan, hardly anything to their name. JDG finally go down in a top 10 position. 10th overall. It's their worst placement throughout the course of all the games that they've played here in Group B. Getting cut down much earlier than usual.
Luckily, they have a good buffer between first and second place, so should be able to afford a bad game here in game number 2.
Posicionado ya.
Gonna have to wait to see how that affects the standings. Falcons have themselves positioned to the top of the bridge. Nemesis have moved away from the mansion. Leviathan on the west side of their own hold. G2 comfortable to the bottom of Coal Depot, and Godlike between Research and G2.
Yeah, holding a bit of a line there as it continues to creep its way south, but this is one of those zones that it's going to be very difficult for these players to read of where the next one will go to. The Falcons still very comfortable on the north side, are actually going to go chow Limax and Bray. Nemesis in deep trouble as Ahsoka's able to find one, and he's going to get really active here to try to find a second. It's actually a bit of help with Leviathan finding Bray. Limax fold as well. So with that, 1 player left for Nemesis up in the air, and Leviathan maybe overstepped a bit. Amir gets caught out in transition. Ahsoka finds out that
that's tough game, tough day for himself.
He only had 11 kills
Criminal God, el Dongi. See Ahsoka showing up here for the squad. Dongi's going to eliminate Leviathan in top 9 for game number 2. And they're holding the edge of the circle. They're getting pushed by G2.
A big fight between G2 and the Falcons. They're both going to chow this. Anxiety pushing up. They want this win condition. If the zone pulls their direction, this is the battle for the win con, but no, it pulls dead center. It's going to be right on top of Orchid's head. We'll get to that in a moment because the fight at hand is a big one. The Falcons desperately trying to claw their way back into the top 5, but big man strikes first. Ahsoka goes down. A lot of chatter. Need to stand on their words. Ahsoka being full noobs. Swinging around trying to find big man. They can't even get him. Finally, somebody gets him. It's not even Ahsoka. It's Knight from the off angle. Doggy gets gunned. G2 are going to win this fight. It's all up to noobs, and now he's just trying to self-provide. The Falcons go down in 7th.
And G2 have the bridge. AG Global are looking to leave Research, see if they can go for G2 and take the high ground right now. I was wondering who's going to leave Research first, and AG, they want this.
It's a great shout from G2, but AGAL. This is the map they wanted to have last time this zone was here, and they couldn't get it going. We heard it in the interview. They said everything was going right until one bad move. I made a mistake, says FIFA Kill. This time, will they fix that error and win the engagements? No, Scumming gets cut down a little bit too aggressive without the help of Knight. They can't wipe all of G2. A swing, Scumming fold, and now AGAL looks like down to a solo on the rock. It's going to be Knight trying to be the hero. One goes down, got to win the 1v2 on the outside. While on the inside, Godlike is holding the line. Godlike, nearly non-existent yesterday. Godlike is wiping teams left, right, and center. As Anxiety is putting on a show, Knight goes down. It's going to be G2, it's going to be Godlike.
New icons,
and Godlike have the best position by a mile.
Gotta find somewhere to stay, somewhere to regain. You're gonna find yourself a corner. Knight's still alive. He's looking for Godlike on the edge, though. And Godlike have a full trio. They're in the best position to take game 2.
This is a map Godlike desperately need to win, and Knight turns, burns, picks up 2. Gets into a top 2 position, but Knight gets cut down. Godlike, it took him a while, but a big map
solo
from
chingándose a todos ese cabrón.
But frankly, a lot of teams were talking some smack about Trick Empathy. A star this time gets the help he needs. That's a big win for a team that desperately needed it.
That's big for the program. And when I mean program, I mean it. Group B just being competitive, top to bottom. We got Leviathan really stepping up today in Haven's Hollow yet again. And now Godlike as well. Having both of them turn up means that teams have to be worried at the bottom of this leaderboard. Is his early changes paying off? And with Godlike coming out in game 2 for a win, that 1.6 times multiplier is going to be major.
Biggest question in my mind is how many kills. I saw their name a ton. You got to remember, this is a team, I said they desperately needed it. Folks, they were in 15th place. They had 43 points through 6 games. They might have pushed up to well beyond that, even in one. Ridiculous.
They may have just doubled it.
Yeah, Knight had some great plays here to stay alive for AGAL. That is a top 5 finish for AGAL, so they're doing a fantastic job to be top 5 overall in the group stages still. But Godlight pick up a crazy amount of points. That's got to be at least 30 points in total with a 1.6, if not a couple more than that. Really well done from guys. I think these guys went to the lab, frankly. I think they went to the lab, they watched their VODs, and they said, this is a map, this is a zone that we can't lose.
Empathy.
Looks like Godlike are actually going to be sitting at 91 points after that one. So yeah, that is a huge buff for this team. And they're kind of having graces of top teams starting to falter a little bit in these rotations because, what, you had, you know, Orchid doing well, but, you know, Gentlemates went down pretty early. G2 made sure of that. NIP didn't really get too much because they were getting actually contested by the Falcons. Both of them stayed in Mansion for quite a while. And with NIP getting held, Falcons going down on the bridge, and JDG going down early means that these middle pack teams in Group B are really going to be starting to push up to that 5th place, push up to that 6th place. A lot of pressure right now on these teams that we expect to be at the top.
I agree. Tank, give us a flex. There it is, my man. Soak his dag, cheering him on, man. The Falcons need it. Again, had a solid map. In their mind, I'm sure they were frustrated, but that's a solid map from them. They had solid kills. They're still maintaining a position in the top 7 or so. I think they've just barely breached over triple digits in total score. They're in a fine spot. Any other team would be like, hey, nice job, guys. But it's because the Falcons, they were like, what is going on right now? Still got a multiplier, still got some kills, so great job from them. But again, I really like what Godlike did there. Change things up, usually land way down in gazebos. They swing over to the new zone, able to hold the power position, get the zone pull. Folks, get ready. Rebirth Island coming right at you, and here in just a moment, you're not going to want to miss it.
Son, cabrón.
Mesdames et messieurs, on est avec les fans de Gentlemates. We're here with the Gentlemates fan guy in the middle of everybody. I'm gonna try to ask them some questions. So yo, bon, ça s'est bien passé, première game exceptionnelle là.
Ah ouais, nickel.
Yeah, first game is kind of insane. What do you think about what happened today? What's gonna happen for the next game coming? Qu'est-ce que tu penses qu'il va se passer pour les games qui suivent?
En français?
Comme tu veux.
NKO, il a tweeté ce matin qu'il allait revenir en Thanos Prime.
Oh, NKO just tweeted this morning. It is Thanos Prime, so basically it's gonna be easy.
De consistencia con cuando estábamos hablando en el grupo pasado. Lo que tiene que hacer Fnatic es mínimo llevarse 10 kills por partida, buscar que no los wipeen de manera temprana y llevarse por lo menos de top 6, top 8 más o menos. Incluso si pudieran llegar al top 5 estuviera pero perfecto. ¿Simón? Entonces, objetivo de estos amigos es asegurar un placement, asegurar muy buenas kills, tratar de jugar al endgame. Pero güey, tengo mucho miedo, loco, tengo mucho miedo, loco, güey. Todo puede pasar. Recuerden que estamos en un torneo donde hay mucho nivel. Por ayer decía, el grupo B es el grupo de la muerte. Nuestro compadre Han.
Allez jouer pour tous
talk about digging your way.
That was your team to watch. It was one of my hot takes that they would finish top 3 in their group, and so far they have played a match.
Ve, es que les pagan, bro. Les prenden el... Les prenden,
si el prompter no se prende, no
les prenden el prompt, bro. Y le dijeron, cálmense, cálmense.
Ok, este es el papá de alguien, me parece.
El papá de Gromalok. ¿Será que habla inglés?
Uy, hermano, te lo iba a traducir, pero...
Hermano, ¿soy yo o fanático? ¿A cuál se ¿Me pueden confirmar?
Sports is one of the, you know, I talk to a lot of dads in the crowds. When we go to a lot of these events, there's always dads here cheering on, but they never quite understood, you know, the scale of esports from the very beginning. So now do you feel like you're fully up to speed?
Now we support him and Valentin, Groma, on est tous derrière toi. Tous les copains sont là, la famille, on t'aime!
Let's go, gentlemen, here we go. Now it's time to head over to our casters to get us into map number 3.
Thank you so much, Barney. The dad chat goes crazy. I like that. Let's find some more dads in the chat here, folks. If you're a dad in the chat watching EWC, let us know as well. Now, Seymour, we're moving to Rebirth Island. Is there anything on your mind moving into a new... Leviathan, I know our desk was hyping him up. I think it's fair to hype him up, but it is the exact same thing that they did yesterday. They came out hot in Haven's Hollow. My charge and my challenge was you've got to carry that momentum into some of these other maps. Rebirth Island's next. What can Leviathan do on this map?
Leviathan needs to keep up. Yes, that is first and foremost. Next up to kind of talk about is going to be AG Global, because AG Global were running Rebirth Island yesterday. So can they do that once again? They had a 27-kill game on this map. So to do that again would be great for the program of AGAL, NIP. Can they continue their consistency that we saw yesterday through each map that we had now that we go to Rebirth Island once again? And then, of course, Falcons, man, like, they need to regain at some point because it's just, again, it's different.
Yeah, I mean, they still got a little work to do. Rebirth Island is technically on paper their weakest map, but I think paper has kind of gone out the window when it comes to EWC and playing on land. So as we move into Rebirth Island, a lot of charges and challenges, but you got to remember that there's 2 different bubbles. We're playing for a top 5 position, we're playing to not be a bottom 3 team, and with that, you talk godlike, they go from 14 to 8. That's how close the margins are. One banger map can change your fate and potentially put you in a position to keep playing even into tomorrow or the following days. But with that in mind, JDG, they dropped their weakest game yet. The margin for first place versus second is razor thin. So let's get into Rebirth Island. A lot of storylines to follow. And what I'm really excited to see is who is dropping where. And frankly, are the fish just going to chemical to take down the Falcons? Like, what's going on?
That is
sigue la isla, se ponen peor.
Do they go to Bio? Can they continue to put some pressure on AGAL, who goes Turbine? And AGAL, will they have Turbine for free yet again for fun? Have not been contesting them in that area. It looks like it. They don't want to have anything to do with AGAL.
Well, Godlike getting contested on boat and quickly taken care of. Looks like Nemesis, who is very weak now. Only one player remaining who's deep into the water, already swimming. So Godlike, You got control of your boat. Nice job. Now do you go play for Control Center with your fraggers? If AGAL don't have anything to say about it from Turbine. But let's swing over to the Gentlemates. What's going on? They usually land living quarters, and that's exactly what's happened. But Gromelot gets really active with Inkyo. Gonna go try to take down this Leviathan squad. This is the same story as yesterday. Gentlemates played spoiler to Leviathan. Can they do it again? Gromelot's gonna get the challenge.
No mames, se los van a llevar.
Trade. Maybe one, but Hollow way off
A
to the
Mir
distance.
solo se chingó a uno y corrió por seguro, se aventó al agua. No tenemos la toma, pero
This is exactly what happened to Leviathan. Same exact story.
me digas
They
que
just
se lo
never were able to
chingaron ya.
regain as soon as Gentlemates were on their tail here in Stronghold.
Nadie, todos siguen vivos.
Nemesis, Amir's going to clean it up,
Por
but this
poquito y
is
se los cargan,
in the Strongholds to start this day.
Gentlemates still looking for some extra points. So the fraggers, they fly back in and they go get back into the weirdness. Because again, Stronghold's one of those positions that a lot, especially when it's in zone, which it currently is, Gromelot finds another. This is a place where the regainers go. Nemesis got obliterated at the boat by Godlike. So they said, okay, if I can't go to the boat and I don't want to swim in the water the entire game, let me go to Stronghold and see if I can pick up some freebies. We did that last time. Leviathan weren't shooting. Deus Amir's shooting right now. Watch out. Levi in trouble. Ankyo gonna hunt him down. Bye-bye goes Nemesis. Getting shot in the back, but Ankyo smartly able to dodge most and even slip into the water to stay up.
And it's funny too, there's a little bit of an effect going on from the top of the map, and it's pushing everybody down into Gentlemates even more. You got G2 pushing into Falcons, that's pushing them into Fnatic, and Fnatic into JDG, all the way down to Living Quarters. A little bit of a trickle-down effect coming out of G2, starting to work their way from Bio.
Yeah, I mean, G2 from Bio fully alone, like you mentioned, can send their fraggers out into Industries and go play into Turbine. They can go into Prison. They can go into Kim and mess with the Falcons. Like, they can pretty much do whatever they want, which is why G2 have been so strong on a map like this. This is where they started to really come online. But G2 are already online, which is scary for everybody else. We stick with JDG for a moment just to see, as they get their loadouts, what they decide to do from here. I'd love to take a look. Maybe some of the other rosters around HQ, NIP, not getting anything for free this time around. And for fun, another big question, right? They usually land Turbine, but they're not challenging AGAL. They don't feel confident there. Instead, they're playing out of Control Center right now. They're trying to stabilize. And unfortunately, they are off balance. They are on their heels.
It's all out of sorts. Yesterday it was Prison for them. Today it's Control, and I mean, you see how that's going for this squad. They're going to be in the water trying to regain. It's Gooey and Co in Control, trying to work their way all the way to the top. He's still got Godlike to worry about, though, as they were owning their position on the docks. And no, Katsu!
Unfortunately, yes, that was the right play. You're waiting for the self-revive so you could get credit for the kill. You didn't know the teammate was right there. Woo, a little greedy, and you get punished for it. Let's swing back over. Just a quick look at G2, who is making sure AGAL stay in their place, which is Turbine. Classic fights here for AGAL. Uncontested in Turbine. Fraggers go out. Can't find him at Bio, so they find some regainers. Down goes another player. Knight finds his first.
Falcons are still a little scared here, so see what they can do down in Cam. We look at our leaderboard, still top 5, looking exactly the same as what we saw before. Godlike moved their way up, Falcons moved their way down a little bit, so see what those bottom teams can do as they try to get away from elimination on day 2.
Falcons still, gee whiz, man. Can I get some FMJ in the chat? Holy, Gooey down, and I believe that's our first team wipe. Kazu and Co, they're out of here. Gooey gone, 16th place. Missing out on a ton of points that they desperately need. Our new zone, you saw it on the map, is Dongy finds Scumming over the top. Is pushing at Hairmore North, so Leviathan moving to Living Quarters. They're going to be fighting against Gentlemates pretty aggressively for a place on the south side of the map. The Falcons are fine. I know you see their fraggers going down. I know you see them in trouble. Their anchor is chilling in Chemical. If G2 can sniff this out, they could potentially make a huge swing to try to wipe the Falcons, but unlikely considering G2's position as of current. Their anchor does have to go somewhere, though.
G2, yesterday, they were more prone to moving north side to Turbine to take on AGAL late game. And that was where AGAL were finding some issues. So will that happen again? Leviathan sitting in the tents. They're going to be pushing into the mates.
as expected, but this time it's going to be for fun. Esports still desperately trying to find a home.
Mates leave.
Yeah, it's going to be a pitch. The mates have to fall back to their anchor because they feel the pressure of for fun. If Leviathan hear these shots, they should swing on this, but they're not moving fast enough as Ankyo takes down flank. And it does look like Orchid has been wiped. Orchid's gone.
Orchid's gone from prison. And my question is that if Gentlemate's full send this, if they lose something, what does NIP do from headquarters?
NIP have totally won back HQ. They should just sit there on height. As Criminal God, L1R1, baby, just holding the line. Some folks in the water behind him trying to regain again. That's for fun, who are desperately trying to clutch.
Imagínense el ruidero ese que traen esos cabrones. Tratando de escuchar los pasos, los ruidos de todos los jugadores que están ahí. De toda la gente que está ahí grite y grite. Obviamente tienen unos audífonos.
G2, they've done it. They've pushed Turbine away. HEAL are gone into the waters, so they're going to have to regain. And G2 now getting sent all the way in by Gamex, so they're going to try to be holding on to this power position at the top of the map.
Yeah, that Turbine look would be nice because G2 are trying to find a new home. Doing a pretty good job. Quick look at JDG. Holding factory side. You can see the Gentlemates still in living, but creeping further and further south. Going to play through factory potentially to work their way to mid-map.
Oh my goodness.
Slappy getting hit from distance, but everything's fine for them.
It's Gamex now who've taken G2 out, so there's a huge battle going on between HEAL, Gamex, and G2. Nobody's owning this power position.
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, G2, their anchor's in industry, so they're chilling in industry, but they did get shoved out of turbines. It's a great shot. Quick look at control, though, as Levi, Nemesis, they've taken back their home. Control center is theirs. Going to be fighting Godlike for it. Godlike still have their anchor on the boat, so it's a 2v3 at control if they want it.
Ring's going to start closing next minute. Team's going to start to condense into the top 13. If you can stay alive to top 10, that is going to be big to get into it. We got the fire sale, so you can start to take some risks and have a chance to buy your team back for free.
Big look. Falcons still safe in Chem, but only for a moment. Hisoka's going to have to move from Chemical, swing over to G2. There they go. Fraggers getting aggressive. They're trying to clear a pathway, find their way to a new home as Chemical is being taken out by the zone. They're going to try to find their way to the other side of the map. Let's listen in with the Falcons and see who they can hunt down.
Yeah, we have to play this quick.
Yeah, one's left right. Left right, going out right here on the box right here. He's stuck on the box left right. Hit him a little bit. He's running back. One shot, knocked him on the back.
Okay, this guy's second, by the way.
Yeah, he's trying to get on the buy.
I can't.
Alright, I'm cutting the buy.
Okay.
On the buy, dead.
Nice, good job.
What is this guy?
Nice! I'm playing down low. Look,
yo, listen, that's a fake one, okay? Listen, that's a fake one.
I hear you. They're both second, Chris, okay?
Yo, Ed, I'm on the roof right now, Ed.
I could try.
These guys who resing on me, I have to take this one. Who's resing on me? Mark the deep shot. Yo, these guys are chilling good.
Yeah, I'm back.
I'm taking one. Okay, hold on, I'm playing slow.
One shot.
Buy him back. I have you.
I'm wrapping back for a sec. I'm gonna
kill this kid. Kill this kid. Yes, kill this kid. Don't let him regain. I hear you. I'm kind of stuck here.
I'm
Okay. I'm diving on
I'll land on my right.
Landing on the loadout. I gotta land Indy. I gotta land Kim. I'm getting shot from him. I don't have another advance. That was last one, bro. I died.
Pull up. Just give me a sec. I'm riding. I'm trying to get one.
I'm trying to open crate turn, bro.
A big play turned catastrophic. The Falcons full send G2. They wipe all three, or at least it looked like it, but one regain, and the others taking down Hisoka. Hisoka has to regain, and then the rest, the fraggers get cut down as well. Hisoka's only place that he could find home is the very edge of chemical engineering, trying to regain for his team. A great play by G2. The last player up in the skies when we got that false positive full scent where Hisoka was trying to rotate to, which was Industries.
So we went a whole circle and didn't lose a single team there. G2, what a regain from that squad. But now that things are closing in, this is about to get weird because G2 are moving into the prison. But while they do that, they're actually getting flanked by three trios. You got AGAL, For Fun, and Godlike still behind you.
G2 trying to make their way into prison, but of course Kappa on screen. Gamax actually on a bit of heater, and they need it. Actually gonna find the backside of G2, but they lose the gunfight. Big man, talk whatever heat you want about Big man. He's gunning people today.
He was gunning people yesterday too. top fragger for G2 when everybody thought it was going to be anxiety. So continuing that in day number 2, G2 are in the prison and they're going nowhere.
JDG down 13th place. The Gentlemates continue to be the thorn in the side of JDG today as For Fun have regained somehow into Turbine. This is their original drop spot. Back in the past, this is their home. They know how to play it well, and it's showcasing on main right now. They're pushing out Godlike down to a solo deep in the water.
Fnatic, Falcons, Gentlemates, as well as Vicious, all going to be playing towards the bottom of Harbor to see who's going to own the bottom side of this map. And for Falcons, that is not good because it's still Vicious there.
Big win from Ahsoka. The Vicious getting punished as Pret last alive for his team and will get cut down. A little bit of help at Enkyo. We lose a couple teams at the same time. AGAL out of here, 10th place, get a little multi. Not sure how many kills they had. Not the same Rebirth Island we saw from them yesterday, but we're into the top 10 situation and we are going to prison, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who can make it inside.
We got Godlike being pushed up by For Fun, who are sitting in the tunnels below prison. Godlike underneath the trees, Nemesis towards command, and you can see For Fun are gonna have to take on all of it.
A big fight off screen. The Little Prince, Enkyo, is alone. Look at the mini-map. Gentlemates have 2 mid-prison in WinCon. Enkyo left the map, swung over, took down 2/3 of the Falcons, and is still hunting for the last.
Just clip their wings.
He's at 9.
9 kills for Enkyo. See if he can get back to his team. But now NIP have to move out of headquarters, and it's going to be a wounded Gentlemates that they're looking to take down.
Deep into the new zone. Gentlemates down to 2, and Enkyo fighting through the gas. For Fun on potentially the first heater that we've seen from them in the entire group stage when they needed it most. Having a great game. They need the multi though. G2 somehow still alive. In through mid-map, they've lost a couple players, but Enkyo is well inside the gas at this point, using every piece of resources he can to fight for his life and make it into New Doggy. Still holding, but look at New Zone. It goes all the way back to HQ. It goes all the way back to Grandma's.
And right away, look at Nemesis. Nemesis just want to go down the hill into headquarters. Gentlemate's going to go as well. You do see in the leather elimination, Criminal God are going to be taking them down, and this is about to get weird through the prison.
Dongi is solo. If there's anybody that can do it, it's certainly Dongi, but he's got to fight tooth and nail through 7 other teams to even make it to New. Enkyo, he went out so early, got blessed with his own pull. He'll be first to the party over here, but he is by himself. Footsteps, unfortunate timing. Nade comes through a little bit too early, and Vision NIP take down the Gentlemates in 8. A lot more fighting at hand as the Falcons go down in 7. No multipliers for either of those 2 teams. G2 somehow still in this lobby and somehow still finding kills as Leviathan find their way to 6. We've made it to the top 5.
Yeah, G2 going to be in a great position here. There's only one team, though, that has a trio, and it's going to be Nemesis, who had that early rotation over towards HQ, looking to gatekeep teams as everybody moves in, and it's another circle pull now to the left of headquarters. G2 get wiped. We're down to just 3 trios left.
NIP, a solo. Nemesis, a chance to do the unthinkable. Godlike is our 3rd and final team. Remember, Godlike was in a big fight Turbine. They lost it to For Fun. They sent one through the water, and now they're down to 1. Intex, unfortunately, totally lost on where Limax was. Great angle over the top, and Vision actually even closer to him. So unfortunate rotation, a bad play call, but Godlike's still in it, at least for now. Oh, they get the buyback too. Godlike have 2 now, 1 in the air. Gonna get the intel of where Vision's at, gonna get the intel of where all 3 members of Nemesis are.
Vision wins it.
Vision picks up 1, Limax picks up the other. Godlike out of here. It's just a matter of time for the team in 13th place. You might have said that day 1 felt like it went to script to you. I disagree, but day 2, not one person can argue things are going to script. The teams at the bottom of the leaderboard are pushing their way towards the top. It is anybody's game, but NIP, it just feels like a matter of time. Yeah.
Vision is just going to look for Hook. He can take down Bray. Knocked. That's going to be full as well, so extra KP goes to the send, and he tried to force the 1v1, but Nemesis from down under on top of game number 3.
Great job from Nemesis to finally get a win. These guys win APAC. They win the region, with like 450 points. They go giant in a region that doesn't feel like it has the caliber of teams that the rest do. And they've been quiet here on LAN until this moment. Some returning competitors. Seen Limax compete for years, even at EWC, and he's putting up solid numbers here in a map where they desperately need it. 13th place should jump up well inside the single digits. Maybe to 9th, maybe to 8th. Only time will tell. Let's listen in.
Nice. Come on, bro, we needed that shit, man.
I promise you, when you need a two-piece, I'll drop a two-piece, cunt. This cunt are fucking terrible.
You guys are the fucking guys.
Oh my fucking
we needed that shit.
They needed it, and they got it, Seymour. Great win.
2 points away from Fnatic, 4 points away from For Fun Esports, 7 points away from the Vicious Esports. That is an opportunity for Nemesis to move up the rankings, to move into a spot away from eliminations. Do they push Fnatic into that bottom 3 spot? Sure. We're going to be looking at those standings very soon.
Yeah, and remember that they finished yesterday in 13th place, tied with Leviathan at only 54.6 points through 6 maps. They likely just picked up a 30-plus bomb, so a huge turning of the tides here. Gotta get a quick picture after that one.
Oh, of course.
Limax looks totally unamused, by the way. He's like, guys, we just got started. We finally got what we wanted. We have so much more work to do. Stop taking pictures of us. I love it. Great job from NIP, though. We gotta give another tip of the hat to these guys. You gotta remember that a couple of these players have been on the podium at EWC a couple years ago, right? These are veterans in the space. I've been casting over Showstopper, who wasn't a part of that roster for years now, representing a couple different regions, actually, throughout the course of the last couple years of Warzone competition. So it's really cool to see these guys who, frankly, have had very unfortunate placements on all of our other lands up until today. War is on the bench coaching them, and they're crushing it.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, and I think that it's very simple what you get out of NIP, and they know exactly where they need to go. They go to the hot drop, they hold their hot drop, and they just catch people in rotation over and over again. Their slaying is impeccable, and it's backed up by some consistent placings. And I think that when you look at Rebirth Island, the fact that they get to HQ and nobody's contesting them HQ any time that we see it, it is just free for them.
That is what I was going to say. Is actually that most of their POIs that they drop are free. This one, it actually was contested. They just won the early engagement and had complete control over it. It was the first time we've seen somebody contest them in HQ and actually get punished for it at the very beginning of the game. We got to head down and talk to the Falcons, though, and see what's going through their heads as they find their way deep inside of the mid-pack.
Welcome back to the main stage. I've got Noobs here joining me from Falcons. A different kind of start to the day today. Maybe not quite as hot. What are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, we haven't had the hottest start, but I mean, there's still 3 maps to go. Anything could happen, and we're
true. It's very true. 7th currently in the leaderboard. Obviously looking to get into that top 5. Anything that needs changing? Like, does anything feel kind of different amongst the team right now, or is it literally just, you know, switch up and go again?
I mean, that's just COD for you. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't go your way, but I mean, 3 maps to go, anything could happen, like I said.
It's a fair point. You know, you're currently 3rd in tournament KD at this point, so does it feel like you're having a particularly good tournament at this point? Or, you know, obviously your sights are set on the team results, of course.
I mean, I don't really pay attention to KD. I'm just here to hopefully qualify for finals and take the easy route instead of going to LCQ.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, you said, like you said yourself, you've got 3 maps to go. But I want to talk a little bit about the kind of position that you're in right now. Repping the Team Falcons jersey, coming to EWC. How does that feel, man?
I mean, it's an insane feeling. I mean, we have the crowd over there going crazy. We can hear them. It's insane.
I bet it's a great feeling. You know what, Noobs? I'm not going to take any more of your time. I really appreciate you joining me here in this interview. Like you said, 3 more maps to go right here till we close out Group B. See you in a bit.
We book Esports World Cup up.
ese first squad en el top 14. O sea, estos 3 equipos fueron los que no pasaron de todos los torneos, güey. Les digo, hay que echarle los ánimos a estos camaradas. Hicieron lo que pudieron. Ni pedo, güey. Ni pedo, padrino. Los que van llegando. Amir, ¿qué está pasando, hermano? Todo tranquilo, mi Sharky. Todo tranquilo, güey. Hey, Sótano. Ah, eres culero, mi Britzi, güey. ¿Qué pasó, güey?
¿Ok, padre? Cuando te hagas la cuenta. Y le pasas tu usuario a un moderador, güey, ahorita para que te lo pague. ¿Va?
No, para que te lo pague. Mi rey nomás haciendo billetes. Aguanta, mi rey.
I think my extra J? Oh, no, not extra. Dark.
What?
Rampage always calls Dark his twin.
Oh, yeah, actually?
Yeah, he actually does. Dude. Come on, baby! Come on, chap. Love it, baby. Love it, bro. Take out your phones and get ready, chat. I don't know what they're showing over here. What is this?
Yeah, what is this?
Scan and join.
Fan trivia, that's what it is.
Oh, they're going to say, what year did Diaz drop a .5 KD? Yo, Ben, thank you for the 9 months, baby. Thank you, bro. She loves my... Thank you for the tier 1. I'm not going to read that whole name out. That's crazy. Thank you for the tier 1. Anonymous, thank you for the 1. The Bill with the 4 years. Thank you so much, baby. Fiend, thank you for the 3 years, baby. Thank you, Fiend. And the 1 gifted, bro. Captain, thank you for the Prime. Alexa Louise, thank you for the 21. And No Caster, thank you for the Prime, baby. Thank you, bro. That was an insane name.
Eagle! Bro, it's only 2 of them. Bro, I think he either does my guy, bro.
Great listening, as we welcome you back. Then COD Warzone Resurgence.
I don't know what's going on with Falcons, bro. Because Noobs is frying. Dongy had the same kills as him yesterday. Going into...
Yo, Roberto, that's for that's 5 subs.
So...
Thank you so much, bro.
Dongy's actually out frag.
Mi demo a la mierda. Lo puedes conectar a un Fire TV o algo así. Fire Stick. Yo lo tengo en mi Fire Stick, mejor dicho. Nada más escriban o búsquenlo en Instagram. En Instagram los pueden escribir. Si no están en Twitch, búsquenlo así, güey, en Instagram, güey. Tienen demo gratis, muchachos. Tienen demo gratis. Entonces, pueden probarlo si les gusta chingón y si no, pues no. Así, miren.
No se ve ni madres, mi rey. No sé qué estás hablando, carnal.
Vimos así búsquenos en Instagram y díganles que vienen de parte de mi Rey TV para que me den mi comisión, los hijos de perra.
Ah, perro.
To Match Point Finals. Thank you so much, Leader. Thank you for joining us and just doing all this club championship updates. Because for this squad, also, you can give the mic back to. Yeah, thanks. Get out of here. But talking about Falcons, I mean, we're seeing the Falcons that we saw towards the second half of yesterday because this squad is just truly not showing up.
Not showing up? True. Who is showing up? God, like esports. That's a great first half of matches out of those boys. I don't even want to talk about the Falcons because they're just kind of sitting around. Middling. God spell middling without mid. Middling and fiddling. I don't know. But Godlike is dominating.
I was on this desk yesterday and I said Trick Empathy needs some help.
He got it.
He got some help. Nate Dogg, Intex, both coming up. They're doing what they need to do. It's been literally a complete change. Now, we did see Intex on the timeline saying he played the entirety of yesterday with his IEMs backwards.
Pues Leviatán, de Dios Amir, Criminal Gon y Zetadar están clasificados.
I'm amazed he didn't recognize that as soon as...
Fanatic, Volcon, X-Result y Extra.
From the bottom to our first page, 8th place. Again, consistency being key right now. Mates looking pretty good. Ninjas in pajamas, not bad at all. But hey, a couple of stinkers down there. That's a shock, Dan.
It's very shocking. I mean, I'm more surprised to see how much New Icons is behind. It took a Group A, and it was at least somewhat competitive at the bottom. But for right now, New Icons just only having 57.2 points is really rough. But I'm also looking at
¿Se oye mi café?
Ahora,
bro. La verdad que sí.
Falcons que lleva la mitad del grupo y no termina de despegar.
Regresó que chico se fue. ¿Pero qué le pasaba, bro? Fue un movement show, hermano. No, si Leviatán gana, chaval, el día de hoy, hermano, voy a estar regalando 20 movement camisetas de queso, gente. Va por mi cuenta,
20.
hermanos. Vamos a...
Ya dijiste, bro.
Vamos, esto. I got you, baby. I got you, baby.
¿Cómo se maneja el repechaje? El repechaje se maneja de la siguiente manera, bro. Ahorita mismo ya se terminó el grupo A, entonces ya sabemos los 8 equipos que van a estar en la lobby de mañana de repechaje, pero
Grupo B, güey.
del grupo B faltan todavía 8 equipos por entrar a repechaje. ¿Quién entra a repechaje? Del top 6 al top 13, ¿ok? Esos son los equipos que entran al repechaje. Ya mañana se juega esa ronda de repechaje, son 10 partidas en las que, los primeros 6 equipos son los que pasan a la final del domingo.
Así es, miren que esto.
Muy bien dicho que esto. Muy bien dicho.
Their level, right? When Twisted Minds is running Group A, it's hard to find some other points on the board. When Falcons, though, are struggling, it's just opening up so much of the map for so many of these other teams to find their kills and make it to these top 5 finishes.
They look scared. Like, legitimately, there have been moments where it's like you watch them on rotation, and the Havens Hollow, map 2, they're like northeast side, zone 6, and they're sitting there between two teams like, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
Come fight. Let's go. Come here.
No,
Go on.
yeah. And then even in the comms, map 3, you hear the comm listening, and they're saying, hey, let's not let G2 regain. And here's Noobs crouch walking in a corner. Like, how about we get our move on? Like, we're not playing with the same urgency that I think we may have seen them in. I know I'm kind of fishing a little bit, but it just doesn't feel like the Falcons we'd seen all year.
It does kind of feel like they're probably dealing with sort of these quote-unquote random teams, like having Vicious land on them on boat, and it getting a little hairy is probably maybe a reality check for them that it's not going to be as free as they maybe think it is.
Scary prospect. I mean, it's like you don't want to change the gameplay too much. You don't want to make any crazy adjustments, but you have to do something now. We are running out of maps for the Falcons. Yeah, heard the club championship talk. We're coming up on game 4. Last taste of Rebirth Island, and it could be the last Rebirth Island they play in the tournament.
Yeah, for Shift, looking at Game 5 and Game 6, we wanted to see a little bit more out of Falcons too yesterday. It didn't end up happening. This time around, if they actually want to make it in the top 5, go directly to match point finals, they have to make sure they make it happen here in the last 3 games.
They need to let Dongy off the leash, bro. Like, he just has not been hitting the same metrics he had last year, and I get it. Like, again, you're trying to work something out right now, but I'm saying you just got to throw something to the wall, see what sticks, and I'm throwing Dongy out there first.
Unzip the Dongy, let it fly free, let it run, baby! Because we've seen, again, those individual plays. The skill is there across the board. They've got the chemistry as a team, they've got the foundations to survive late into those resurgence rounds. It's all good. Yeah. Unzip the Dongy.
Hopefully that happens.
Me too. I mean, maybe in a more professional sense. Go Dongy. Go get those kills, brother, because you're a top fragger for a reason.
Be that Dong, we know you can be. For some of the other squad, Nemesis, right? Nemesis have been able to step it up so far today. They've been able to not only just get a win here, but just outperforming what we have seen out of them in the past as well, especially when it came to yesterday.
I think it's just like the Australian region at large, I feel like often just gets overlooked because the depth of competition is so thin. And we say the same thing when we talk about like the multiplayer side of it. And to be fair, you're dealing with a lot of players who play in both.
Yeah.
So it's like, how much rehearsal are they getting? They're still shooters at the end of the day.
I mean, the 6 players from APAC have all played in some form of interchange, right? In the last 2 years, whether it be the World Series of Warzone or here the Esports World Cup, right? So I'm not surprised to see it's the exact same 6, but it just feels like you're kind of throwing stuff against the wall to finally find the teams that'll lock in.
It's do or die, man. It's do or die. Yeah. You've got to make something work this late in the tournament, especially.
Yeah, last Dreams games coming up here before we find out who's going to be moving on to the finals, who's going to be getting sent home, and who'll be going to survival stage as well. But for everybody currently watching at home, don't forget, you can put in your predictions. Go to the Play app for EWC. Put in your pick'ems. Let us know who you think is going to be performing. You know what? As we're talking about who is going to be performing, let me actually pull up somebody from Leviathan.
Great throw.
What's going to be happening here for Leviathan? Are you guys going to get a win or no?
I think we might. I think we will, because we're definitely worth it.
That was clean. Leviathan wants to know if Vamos get the win. He has him on his pick'ems. Who do you have? Make sure you use that hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC26. But I know Lace is currently with some other fans.
Of course, my favorite interactions are the crowd ones. And as an Australian, I of course can spot the Aussies. And I have found one just here. What's good, your boy Q? So good to see you. Obviously, we've flown all the way from Australia. And for you guys at home, that's a very far way. It's a very far way. We're obviously watching Warzone here. What team have you been going for in the tournament?
Oh, I've been here definitely cheering for Gen G. I believe in a Gen G win. Already qualified through Sunday, baby.
I mean, yeah, they hit that top 5, didn't they? So that must be a pretty good feeling. Now, obviously, we're in Group B. Any teams surprising you so far?
I would probably just say the underperformance of Falcons, honestly. We saw them win 2 games yesterday, still weren't able to get to the top 5. They had a really bad start as well. I think me, like most of the fans here, semi-hate watching Falcons and hope they have to play it through tomorrow as well.
Now, as a man of esports, okay, do you reckon you could 1v1 a pro?
Oh, for sure. It'd be easy. No problems. I have the controller. I have aim assist, right?
You mean you didn't take the job in, like, casting role because we're terrible at games? You think you could 1v1 one?
Oh, I'd be able to at least put on some content. Minimum.
I mean, that's the Australian passion there. Your boy Q, pleasure as always. Good to see you. And yeah, I'm going to continue finding the Aussies here in the crowd.
Bonnie, I have a surprise for you. Like this, I'm gonna give you this, but you have to take really care because this is super powerful, okay?
Okay.
So basically when you have it on your hands, okay, and you just pull it in the air, the people are gonna scream like crazy. So be careful, okay? It's a really important superpower. So, mesdames et messieurs, c'est un super pouvoir que je lui ai donné. Quand tu vas lever la main, tout le monde va se mettre à crier. So you can go for it if you want to see. Don't be scared, you can go again. Again? Oh my God! I hope you like it. I hope you like it. Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it is.
It definitely works.
Yeah.
We have some other fans in the building. We got the Falcons. Apparently not. I think they might be happy.
Leviathan! And now, baby, everyone together. Are you ready?
3 maps to go. Let's do this.
What an unbelievable break there as we got into the second half of Group B. So many fun moments for all of our talent interacting with the fans, but of course the Gentlemates, the loudest fans in the building. I'm sure you can hear them in our mics as well as we get deeper into this match. I hope if you're a Gentlemates fan, you want to hear them in our mics as we get into this match because the Gentlemates unfortunately did not have a great one. They're still in a solid position on our leaderboard, still in the top 5, but it is close, and I do need to remind everybody at home, you're looking for top 5 and you're looking at bottom 3. Those are the 2 bubbles. Everybody in the middle, they're moving into the survivor stage tomorrow. Gentlemates still a top 5 team, but the margins are getting closer.
Kind of saw it coming though. It's the same thing as yesterday. You win game 1, game 2, game 3, not really the best results. But for Gentlemates, they're still high up on the leaderboard. I mean, you're at 147 points. AG Global below you, 137. You got a gap there, and you have room for error. The best thing is right now for Group B is that a lot of those top teams are starting to slow down. I mean, JD Gaming as well. You have back-to-back 10th place, 13th place for NIP. You got an 11th place in Game 8. So with those top teams starting to slow down and we get into the last map of Rebirth Island, a lot of those lower teams are rising the ranks, and it's getting really fun here.
Here we go, Rebirth Island. Last time you'll see it here in the group stages. Let's get into it and see if any of our drop spots change. As quickly you see G2 and the Falcons go to their native homes, and the rest try to figure out where to go from there. Gentlemates still living quarters and immediately getting aggressive towards Stronghold. Watch out, Leviathan may be in a bit of trouble, but we swing over to Nemesis, who just won a map, and they're actually hunting down the anchor of Gentlemates, who's in a bit of trouble here at living quarters.
This is going to be interesting because Nemesis have been tangoing with Godlike for majority of Rebirth Island, so the fact that they're going living quarters actually gives a little bit of grace to Leviathan, who don't really have to fight against Gentlemates right away. They're going to be able to loot up down in Stronghold and maybe clean up whatever's going on up here.
Hollow dancing, and dancing quite well. Unfortunately, Nemesis do find him. Gromlock able to trade it, though, having to back off. from Leviathan. Of course, Leviathan uncontested down a stronghold means they're going to come up and join the party. Gromlock shooting beams, though. Dad's got to be proud, holding his own, getting to cover. Gentlemates still very fine, still in living.
Very fine, very much alive.
Yo.
Criminal God's going to take down Enkyo. Gromlock for the trade. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Leviathan going to regain back at strongholds and looks like living quarters. It's a handshake. Even Nemesis have given it up. They're moving back over towards Control Center to see what they can do with for fun.
Look at JDG, totally safe down here at Factory by themselves. Not much going on down here. A couple swimmers trying to regain. That is the Vicious, who are still deeply in trouble. As much as they've been a thorn in the side of the Falcons, they're actually in a position just barely holding on to not being relegated and kicked out of this event. They're currently at 13th place, I believe. So very tough, and they desperately need to regain against one of the top teams.
They've actually only been good against the Falcons, which is kind of funny. The one team that you're good at is supposed to be the best team here.
Yeah, it's true. For fun, completely abandoned Turbine. They've been playing Control Center for a while now, and it looks like they're finally winning that engagement. Nemesis tried to regain a Control Center and getting punished for that. We swing over to Godlike. Godlike's actually at Turbine right now with their fraggers. Their anchor is safe. Unfortunately, AGAL are catching the wrong end of a very hot Godlike. A frustrating day one. Day two certainly going their way. They found their way to mid-pack, but with their momentum, they continue to hunt down freebies. One after the other, they fall hardly, shooting back. Kazu in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, that's KGV now. D-Daddy, Kazu getting pushed out. Trick looking for even more kills after a Game 3 win. Godlike have left the docks, and when they did that, they take down AG Global with the help of J2, force them away from Turbine, and AG Global have now gone to the docks where Godlike were.
Yeah, big problem here for Godlike. You can see it in our kill feed right now. AGAL got pushed out of Turbine. Where did they go? They just full send Godlike. They saw them there. Let's go kill their anchor. They've taken control of boat. AGAL fully restabilized Godlike on their heels, but we swing over to the Falcons. Two fraggers up into prison looking for kills.
Well, we lose Gamax, second team to go out in game number 4. AG Global going to set up on the docks. They push Godlike away. We look at Falcons, and they are trying to get into the prison. However, a little bit of a fight coming out from Orchid. They get denied entry to the prison.
A big win there for Orchid, who have gone mostly silent on our leaderboard, having some okay games. They're actually outside of our top 5 right now in 6th place overall. Just barely holding on just outside of AGAL, less than 10 points away. Of course, Ahsoka safe in Chem, as expected. Let's take a look at some loadouts onto the map and where some of these teams are trying to restabilize. It does look like Fnatic have found their way into Factory and are actually going to punish this Nemesis team that had a pretty strong start, but unfortunately are deeply in the blender. NIP send their fraggers out to go get involved in the third party. One goes down, the second going to be following up. Look at the map feed, though. Look at the news zone. Will dictate the next couple rotations. Do we pull south, north, east, west? It's going to pull a slightly south. Gentlemate's in a strong position in living quarters.
Nemesis against Fnatic. Extra, Volcom. Both together going to take down Bray. Nemesis going to have to leave the Factory. They move to living quarters. And NIP up top might look to send Factory, send their Slayers out, see what they can do.
O sea, Fnatic sigue jugando.
JDG still sitting on the boat back of Factory. They don't want anything to do with these fights, so we slow down. We start to look elsewhere as Godlike have gotten into the Turbine, and it looks like they've set up shop.
Yeah, Orchid is the only team even remotely around prison right now. Everybody fighting on the outskirts looking for kills. Orchid want to get their loadouts and then go get to the hunt. Prison is a POI. You can't hold the complete building, obviously, so they're holding the high ground. One up in Water Tower, the rest go to hunt with their loadouts in hands, and it looks like Orchid's going to swing off your screen, off the minimap, and go find members. It looks like Godlike off screen. They actually went down towards Turbine. Here's a look at them. Nate Dogg down. Regains coming in, but Sariel on the hunt.
It's good for Orchid. They kind of recognize that they're doing good at slaying around the prison, keeping teams away from it on the top of the hill. G2 are going to have to move away from Bio now, move on in, but we look over towards the bow where For Fun have sent AG Global, and it doesn't look like it's going as planned.
And remember, AGAL got pushed out of Turbine. They full sent the boat, pushed Godlike into the blender. And now they're getting pushed into the blender. For Fun doing a lot of the same. This is a classic regain blender that a lot of teams get into. Unfortunately, Scumman thought he could sneak that res in. Immediately gets punished. Juju from the top ropes. Slamming one, slamming another. Could he get all of AGAL? No, they've got one still alive, but 2 down. only 2 teams out of this map.
And because you've left the prison now, or command center, For Fun have actually lost their positioning at the top of the hill, and Leviathan have moved from stronghold into command center. So that is a huge rotation out from Leviathan.
Yeah, control center in control for Leviathan. This is great from them. Reminder, yesterday Leviathan got brutalized on Rebirth Island. Having a pretty solid map right now, working their way up into mid-map, able to play for new. For Fun still finding kills, but on main, Orchid gets punished. Anxiety went to go hunt, and he's able to find at least one, then gets shot in the back. Brett still on this map. Vicious still alive.
14 trios. Circle 2 going to be closing in 40 seconds. And you can see it, still a lot of POIs active in this circle. Don't know exactly where this one's going to pull.
HQ in complete control from NIP. And to your point from earlier, Seymour, uncontested this time. Nobody wants a piece of NIP. They're shooting 2 straight right now. Orchid fighting for the last remnants of the Vicious, who are now all collapsing on one another to try to get inside of prison. Still fairly central zone, so the next couple will dictate the rest of the rotations as Limax, Nemesis started in living quarters and now can't find a home anywhere on the map. Losing their life yet again as Orchid continue to rack up kill after kill after kill, and they're gonna find 2 members of the Vicious, maybe just chow both of them. A nice trade coming through. Orchid doing a great job finding all of their kills. Sariel does pick up that last one in the meantime. Orchid gotta be at least double digits between Sariel and Swizzit.
And Vicious, their anchor, just going to have to wait and see, but Adrenaline's going to get caught by Master. 5K, the final one through Orchid.
Does look like Vicious have a floater. That's a false positive. They're still on the map. We still have 14 teams with the Vicious deeply in the blender. Samir finding 1 member. Oh no, now the Vicious.
Now the Vicious are gone.
Another false positive. They've got another one in the air.
Oh my goodness.
The Vicious are hanging on by a thread. Reminder, they're the margin to bottom bubble. They're still barely alive.
Now they're gone. Now they're gone.
All right, well, down goes Godlike as well. Is Godlike still in? Yes, a couple floaters. Woo, all right. Juju's gonna keep hunting, baby. 13 teams on the map. For Fun need the points. They're barely safe right now.
Falcons are moving into the factory. JDG still have the boat. Leviathan's going to get caught there. Control center not going to be their home. A lot of players going to be dropping in from Godlike back towards the dock, and they're going straight for the heads of For Fun.
For Fun are eating kills right now. Bubble on 7, Juju on 7. I believe flanked on at least a couple. Folks, we're nearing a 20-ball Jamal here from For Fun. They desperately need a multiplier. They've been in this position before on Rebirth Island yesterday, and they died about right now. Stay alive, friends. Orchid continue to find their double-digit kills as well, as unfortunately Fnatic get cut down.
For Fun, Rebirth Island has been great for them. I mean, last game was a 4th place, 15-kill finish, so looking to go back-to-back with some major points. They got Doc under control, and nobody wants to challenge them. Falcons, though, they're pushing into the factory with JDG below them.
Quick listen in here. What the heck is going on in a very important engagement?
Advance. Zip up. One's up. One, he fell down. Get it, zip, maybe. Yo, guys. Brother. I know, I saw.
They're gone.
Yo,
Top 10 again. Some frustration trying to figure out what went wrong, but we got to get back into the action. A quick look at the Gentlemates. They're down in living quarters. They've done a good job to win out some engagements, and even just getting on screen, the crowd goes wild. They're going to be holding out here what looks like the remnants of Nemesis, who are back where they started, and unfortunately immediately catch some bullets to the face. Nemesis having to work their way into new, and the Gentlemates holding the line on the south side of the map.
Living quarters not going to be safe, though, so you want to clean this one up fast. The only teams that are safe in the zone right now is going to be the remnants of Dock, just the edge of it, control center, headquarters, and the corner of prison. So a lot of teams looking to coexist. A lot of teams still need to climb this hill.
Yeah, HQ is where G2 has rotated to. JDG find the remnants of Nemesis still trying to work their way in. You can't go through the Gentlemates. You're going to try to go through JDG. JDG actually getting extremely aggressive because they're getting shot in the back as they try to chow this. Limax breaks the ankles, breaks the cameras of one. Can he get both? No. Melvin able to strike him down to get the trade. JDG still alive, but unfortunately with G2 swarming into HQ, they get forced out, and now they're deep in the gas as well.
Still got a rat though if you're Nemesis, so still looking for positioning in the top 5. For Fun moving up from docks into control center, have the edge of the hill to cover for natural cover circle. Where does it go? And it's going to be between control center and HQ, so a lot of top-down fights, a lot of high-lows, and not a lot of space to hide.
8 teams left, everybody looking for top 5. So the world screeches to a halt as Gentlemates pick up huge kills on the backside of living quarters. JDG deeply in trouble. For Fun, still 2 alive. In a strong position, but the problem is they've got a team right on top of them and a team right outside. Gotta wipe one of them, gotta wipe both of them to get into new. For Fun, in trouble. Juju last alive.
NIP down to 1, they're just on the top of HQ, G2 below them. Juju versus Orchid, 1 left for Orchid, Juju alone. Not a lot of trios, not a lot of space.
AGAL, haven't looked at them once, but they've actually maintained a top position in control center. They've got a power position. They can overlook everybody else. Anybody coming inside is going to have to creep down below and just pray they can stay alive. We still have 6 teams. 4 Fun falls. They got a solid multi. They had a solid amount of kills. A good game for them. They wish it was great.
Still good enough. 3 up for AGAL, 1 for Orchid, 1 for Nemesis, NIP broken, G2 still a trio, and it's gonna be Gentlemates as well, sitting in the tents, still a trio.
A brutal zone pull for the Gentlemates. I'd love to see their rotation in moving to new. We know that AGAL just got gifted the zone, but can the Gentlemates make a huge play for control center? This is the play they desperately have to make. They go immediately cluster strike on top so they don't get shot. They smoke and run. Grom alone on the backside, picks up the anxiety. G2 not out, but certainly weakened. Hollow being lost in transition. It's going to be 2 for the Gentlemates.
Look at this one, G2, NIP, who's going to make the first move? Gentlemates as well on the outside. This is going to be a risky one for NIP, but they got to go. G2 still in headquarters, still outside of the circle, and it's rotating, but nobody wants to get into command center. Nobody knows exactly where to go, and there goes NIP.
Showstopper last alive. He's crouched out, just playing gas. They're all waiting for new. Sight better have. Down in numbers, could make a sneaky exit and get out early and hold as Gromlot goes down. Gentlemates down to just Inkyo.
Fighting for the roof, NIP on top right now, and Nemesis on the first floor, Orchid outside in the shacks. First team to move most likely will be eliminated, so it's who can hold the longest on the top of control center.
Orchid is going to be the first out, an early exit. Bray actually punishing AJAL. That's their first down, though. They still got 2 more. Inkyo, Little Prince, can you make a miracle happen here with the crowd cheering you on? A couple go down. You clean up an extra, helping out Scummin. You're still alive. Bray goes inside, gets obliterated. Knight and FIFA kill, doing a fantastic job. Inkyo falls. AGAL. We expected them to win this. Can they clutch up when they need it most? A top 5 position for AGAL, and looking for the first win in a while. A chance to take down Sariel. Orchid finally in a position to make a big play. He can't do it. It's AGAL. It's Knight. FIFA kill it. Scummin.
AGLA.
It's a big one for the team. Yesterday, Rebirth Island was fantastic for these 3. And game 1 on this map might not be exactly what you were cooking, but game number 2, you get the full send back to docks. You remove Godlike from that power position. Yes, For Fun gave you a run for your money, but in that scrimmage, you come out on top, and what does it give you? It gives you a full stack inside of control center, exactly where the circle pulls, even with a ton of teams surrounding you. They just did not have the regain that they were asking for. And AGAL stay composed to the very end. That is a huge win for them.
Lugar.
And yet again, NIP found their way to a final circle and a top 3 position. Again, playing out of HQ and getting zone pulls like this.
Doing
a great job to continue to soak up points and maintain a top position near the top of our leaderboard. But AGAL, with that win, they had crept down to 5th. They were at risk of being knocked out by Orchid. That win is going to keep them assuredly into the top 5 and still well within position going into the final 2 maps to make it straight to the finals.
And it was a 2 versus 1 against Sariel too from Orchid. So if Sariel was able to pull that off, who knows what that multiplier could have given this Orchid team. But you see Scumming towards the end won't let that happen. Game 4 of day 2 goes to AGAL, and that might even break into Gentlemates territory. They might be able to knock Gentlemates onto the bubble.
I don't know. Ankyo found his way to a top 5 position as well. I mean, they had a crazy amount of kills. You gotta remember all of the action. Gentlemates were kind of constantly in the action, even though there weren't that many teams around them. Ankyo was near double digits as well. Both of those 2 teams getting solid multipliers. That's Gentlemates, that's AG Global, that's Team NIP. All already top 5 teams, all placing top 5 in that last game. Our top 5 is mostly assured. G2 was shooting as well.
Yeah.
I know they didn't make it to the end, but they actually no, they did. They were also top 5. Holy cow! We said, remember Big Man is
Big Man was there.
They were just hanging out at the bottom of HQ until the very end. They get their multi. Ridiculous. 4 of the top 5 teams in the final fight. Woo! All right, Fortunes keeps next. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be right back.
We were there for every click, every clutch, every respawn.
Chat, les dejé el enlace ahí en los comentarios
Now, the proud founding partner of EWC.
de la página gamesicans.tv, que es la que estoy usando. Ustedes les late castear o simplemente quieren ver pues un evento de una manera diferente. Es una vueltilla para que la conozcan.
He can come in here and play my game. He knows nothing but go! Tyler 1, you're done.
Están eliminando el problemita que tiene JD Gaming. Para los que no estuvieron el día de ayer, chat, JD Gaming jugaba. Hay un jugador específico, que era el Lapi, que jugaba de manera aprovechando el audio, aprovechando el ruido general del público. Se les esconde en la torre del faro y va matando 1 a 1, por ejemplo, mata en una Dark. Entonces ahora Krimi tiene que dejar lo que hacía y tiene que ir a buscarlo. Entonces se le esconde a Krimi. Krimi entra de espaldas, no checa una esquina, se lo lleva. Entonces ahora Amir tiene toda la presión del ancla. Cuando ven que Amir está solo, JD Gaming va y le pone toda la presión desde la gas. Y ahí es donde los han corrido y liquidado de la zona del faro. ¿Qué tiene que hacer el Leviatán? A asumir que ahí va a estar Slappy. Asumir que está por ahí y hasta que no lo, hasta que no lo limpien, no pueden ir a fragar Creamy y
O sea,
Dark.
literalmente asumir que va a estar en cualquier esquina ese tipo.
Ajá, asumir que va a estar en cualquier esquina y que tienes al equipo de JD ahora sí que al acecho, no esperando la kill o la chupis de Slappy, que es una muy buena strat. Les funcionó las 2 partidas del día de ayer. Hoy no creo.
Les digo, o sea, está cabrón escuchar
no creo que se la vayan a hacer
con
otra
todo
vez.
ese ruido.
Woodsy, coméntame.
Hermano, güey, 30 puntos, güey. Se acaban de hacer en esta partida, güey. Qué increíble. La gente sigue frayando, hermano, güey. No paran de frayar, güey. Hermano, las últimas 2 partidas, güey. Todo o nada, güey.
Woodsy, ¿qué esperamos de Fnatic? Está
Hermano,
en el
Fnatic.
límite. Fnatic está en el límite. Ve la diferencia puntual, es de menos de 1 punto.
Mira, güey, yo creo que ya en estos últimos 2 mapas, güey, los equipos empiezan a descontrolar, empiezan a hacer pushes más locos, güey. Tal vez deberían de jugar un poco más pacientes, güey, sacar un buen top, güey. Al final de cuentas, las kills salen solas al final, güey. Así que hay que ser pacientes, güey. La clave es ser pacientes, güey, yo digo. No podemos cagarla al inicio del mapa, güey.
Woodsy dice que la clave es la paciencia.
Es la paciencia, hermano.
Bueno.
Just a mistiming. You think the players are probably a little bit further back if you're noobs. They're not. You throw the shoulder and it's just like, oh man, now we're stuck. Soka's now by himself. It's just, you see them get a little bit split as well. It's just, it's one of those things where it's like there's weird teams and weird spots is kind of what you're thinking. So I think they just got to get back to the game plan. Get back to, you know where these zones are going. Soka's one of the best in the game at understanding how this map plays. We're getting ready to move to Fortune's Keep, a map the Falcons have looked very, very good on. If we get one of those western zones and they're landing towards that graveyard area, it's a strong chance for them to run up a 20-kill win, and we've seen them even do more than that in the past.
Other side of things, the in-house sauce that we're seeing out of the Gentlemates right now is palpable, to put it plainly. They have been in nearly every single
A ver, vamos a cargar todo el grupo A. Digo, el B. Todo el grupo B. Nadie hizo stream. No sé, pues aprovechas y dejas algo ahí, ¿no? O sea, si no lo dejaron streamear, pues no manches. Pones a alguien ahí a pasar videitos o algo. Pero bueno, también tarda un chingo porque son muchos. Tarda muchísimo en cargar. Por ejemplo, aquí tenemos los 16 equipos del grupo B. Listos para verlos. Obviamente pues no los dejaron hacer y pues estamos viendo todo lo oficial, ¿no? Se entiende. Pero bueno, ahí mira, FIFA Kills. ¿Qué está haciendo? Nada. Estás tieso, carnal. Pues retransmitiendo, ¿no? No sé si eres tú o soy yo, pero... A ver, le bajamos la resolución. No, es él, es él. Está trabado. Bueno, aunque se puso un stream ahí trabadón como el mío. Poquito más. Pero de ahí... Nadie. Más que la Mir. Bueno, Criminal Gun. ¿Cómo va a creer? Que no te había visto. A ver, pues retransmitiendo también. Comercialitos y todo, ¿no? Pues aprovechas. Pues a huevo, güey. Aprovechas y retransmites. Vas a jugar. 2, 3 comercialillos. Y todo fine. ¿Qué pedo? Bueno, son demasiados. Vamos a cargar los que tenía. Ajá, ya me ando perdiendo el partido, qué pendejo.
Their fraggers are out finding kills. NIP assuredly being a top 5 team, going straight to match point day. So we continue to check in with some of our bubble rosters. Orchid still technically on the bubble for the top 5. Still battling against AGAL on the leaderboard for that top 5 position. And Swizen looking for some kills, will not find anything. Nemesis strikes him down.
Nemesis in the caves. Orchid, nowhere to go through Spiral. You got AGAL above you, you got Nemesis below you. You're completely shut out from this position, so you just gotta wait your turn to see where you can go. Still, King HA farming the new icons just outside of Winery. These Slayers are doing exactly what you hoped for. And I'm looking back at the keep. It looks like Falcons were able to figure things out over there. They push Vicious away towards the terraces and outside of the keep. So it looks like we're going to have quite the battle around those spiral staircases.
Quick check-in with AGAL. Playing through terraces like you mentioned. Trying to still keep everybody out of their house. See what Orchid's able to do. Again, AGAL is in 5th. Orchid is in 6th. Top 5 go through to finals for free. Everybody else to the survivor stage unless you're bottom 3. The Falcons restabilize, playing the top side of Keep, waiting on new zones. It's a patient waiting game. Fortune's Keep can be a bit ratty. There's so much verticality on this map. And it's 30% bigger than our other maps. A lot of room to work. Can't be getting cut down early.
No. Let's see where this circle can go. So we're going to be on board with AGAL back into the terraces. Circle is going to be pulling down into Winery even further. So you still have Lighthouse in the safe zone, Gatehouse, Grotto, the Cove, and just the bottom side of this keep. So lots of place for these teams to be.
New zone continues to pull east, just slowly but surely moving their way, and the Gentlemates may be in trouble as the zone pulls away from them. This is going to be a tough map for them to do well on. They've got to battle through everybody on edge of zone to make their way there as the Falcons continue to hold the north and will be able to stay and keep for a while.
Gentlemates, this is exactly what happened to them at the end of yesterday. 2 east side circles, and they had to go all the way into the Grotto. Both times that blew up in their face. So I want to see what the game plan changes for them. And it looks like they're going to go to Smuggler's Cove instead.
Yeah, AGAL losing a couple of their fraggers, but still alive. FIFA actually winning his ones. Anchor holding it down. Unfortunately, his teammates getting chowed by the Falcons right on top of him. Scummin runs for, I was going to say the hills, but I guess the caves. Shooting back to Limax, looking for a little bit of action over the top. Couldn't hit hardly a bullet, unfortunately for him. As folks are still able to scurry away. The Rats are in. Only one team is out.
15 trios still up. Godlike are now looking to play down towards the Cove. They're into the Gentlemates. Godlike are making a play for this one. Gentlemates get pushed into the town, and that is big for Godlike, who started off this map in a poor position. They found their regain.
Yeah, Inkyo in a very tough position. Just barely missed that full sin there from Godlike.
Solo.
Trae Money, debería estar bien en qué va a tener la cobertura del edificio.
Ils sont villa. Ouais, c'est sûr. Je suis là. Ok. Je suis top edge. J'essaie de trouver les armes, Ils savent. J'ai une boîte de plaque, Ouais. Il push le L, Clair, hein. Ouais, sous moi. J'arrive. Je vais être pour toi. Craque le mec au fond, go. Vas-y. Mort. Nice, mon frère. Attention dans la grotte, c'est pas la même team. Ok, ouais. Non, je vais hit ton shop. Je vais hit le colis. Joue tes sims, mec, ouais. Ok. Ouais, en face, au bleu, weak. Claire, allô, chaque fois. Vas-y. Dans le bleu, devant. Ok, j'essaie de voir. Claire la droite, allô, la droite. Ouais, dans le bleu, je le vois. Il est dedans. Ça allait une grotte. Ok, bien, reste là, on va essayer de clear avec Enkyo le top. Pour moi, clear le top, Enkyo, non? Ouais, vas-y. Je vais jouer le ster. Il m'a vu cross, ok. Y'a un mec dans la grotte encore, crack, one shot. Je l'ai. Oh, il y a une balle, oh my god. J'ai au-dessus de vous au cas où. J'avance avec toi.
I told you the road would be difficult on Fortune's Keep. Even trying to go back through Grotto like last time, going from west to east on this map can be so difficult, but they're making it work slowly but surely. I don't know everything there is to know about French. I do know go. It works. A nice chow, but they still have a lot more work to do.
Gentlemates on the forefront of Grotto. KGV backed up inside of the tunnels. G2 going to be making a play towards the keep, and it looks like Falcon's going to be on the regain up top there. Hollow and Enkyo going to finish off Beat Daddy, and that is going to give them the caves of the Grotto for free now. Still trying to work into that safe zone. As you can see, Orchid gonna have to regain for themselves. Circle closing even more towards the center.
Same story about the Gentlemen can now be said about the Falcons. They've been put in such a blender inside of Keep that they have to battle their way through a couple of these scrappy teams to make their way into New. Worth mentioning, Hisoka does have 9 kills. He's been getting jumped on over and over again, but he's winning his ones. If he has to put the team on his back to get to the finish line and get to top 5, he will. So far, so good for Keep. First time we're seeing them pop off.
Yeah, Shiv said earlier to let Dongi off the leash. And we're seeing Hisoka really step up in that place. That is huge for the program. JG not going to be eliminated. They are still inside the lighthouse. They push Leviathan above Smuggler's Cove, and Hisoka is still punishing AGAL.
Double digits farming up on AGAL. They did get the double buyback in, so AGAL will be in the skies. We'll see where they'll regain in a moment. Gentlemates, yes, they've made it into New, but they may not be out of the trouble that now is godlike on their backside. Having to hold the backside underneath as they rotate underneath everybody else. Grom winning that though as AGAL going to try to land on them. Quick look at Leviathan. Big storylines for Leviathan. They're still alive. That's better than last time. AGAL deeply in trouble and maybe out of here. We'll keep that final confirmation for you in just a moment. Yes, they are gone. AGAL go down early. This is going to open up our leaderboard. They were holding the line.
Gentlemen are chasing Godlike. They're trying to get the full kill onto Trick, Intex, and Nate Dogs, and that should be an elimination as well onto Godlike out of this game. 12 trios remaining, trying to get it towards the top 10.
A great shout. G2 holding down the north now. The Falcons are alive but barely breathing. A solo on the outside of Winery while G2 are now holding the north. Here's a look at him. News was literally on 1 HP in a dream, and the Falcons are holding on. Noob's hardly even damage to his name at this point, but Hisoka's been holding it down for them. NI obliterated. Gentlemates, they kill team after team after team, just working their way into New. We told you the road would be tough, and it may be bumpy, but they're driving right over all the speed bumps of the rest of these teams in the lobby.
The road in France is a steady one for the Gentlemates. They got Leviathan above them. They got KGV still in the caves contesting them. Nemesis just above to the north.
Here we go.
Fun all the way up there. Here come the Falcons for Orchid. It's a trap. And within Winery, this is not where the Falcons want to be.
I told you the rats were in. Could you find a rat in your spot? Or maybe you could have just checked your corners. But either way you look at it, the Falcons still in trouble, but still alive. Circle still closing. Dongi's going to have to figure out now what the heck am I going to do?
Sit and wait.
Sit and wait for what? He is in the back of a truck just praying at least for a 1.2. One more team needs to fall, and which team will it be? It looks like it's going to be NIP taking down the Vicious. See ya later. G2 going to try to third party this, and they get there just in the nick of time. NIP deeply in trouble. One goes deep into the gas to try to stay alive just for a moment long.
Yeah, G2, if they can eliminate NIP, that is going to be huge. Here come For Fun, as it's going to be another third party in, but For Fun, they recognize that it is a full G2 squad. Nobody went down. They don't want to send it just yet.
Gentlemen still battling and working their way, but of course we got to pay attention to G2. Doing a great job holding down the north. For Fun right on their heels, flanked. They need these points. They just came off the back of a banger, and they need to win the north, but the zone is so far away. Look at where we're at.
Yeah, they got to do it fast. It's a lighthouse pull, and it's going to be Leviathan fighting against JDG to see who's going to own this circle here. Gentlemates, they need to make a play early to see if they can get here in time to third party.
Leviathan battling inside of New. The Gentlemates have made it here, but G2 wipe all of Orchid. They obliterate them. And Dongi, yes, he got his 1.2, but he's last alive for his team. He's up on top of them. For Fun and G2 underneath. Is there any way Dongi can pull anything out of his hat? No, he's gone. That's in 7. For Fun fall in 7. Falcons in 8. We find our way to top 6, and the Gentlemates are alive. They are fully stabilized in zone. It's Leviathan. It's the Gentlemates, and it's JDG in the best position by a mile. G2 have a long way to get there.
Nemesis down to 2. KGV down to 1. Those are the only other 2s that aren't going to be on a full squad, and Nemesis are going to get cut down on the rotation. It's a pull towards KGV, and Gentlemates are going to be down in the water waiting for people to come down this cliff.
Yeah, this zone pulled all the way to the opposite side. This is actually great news for G2. If they want, they can go wide outside and play the high side, and and actually hold everybody else coming in from Lighthouse. It's a good move though from Leviathan. They're going to get really aggressive on the Gentlemates. Gentlemates have to fight from both sides with one member of KGB.
But JDG's right behind them, and they're not going to let you sit for free. And Kyo inside the huts, he pops out, taking down Leviathan, and JDG looking to clean up the rest of them. And Kyo, he goes down, and there goes Leviathan G2 above, looking to end this.
Such a great pull for G2. It was the only pull that could have saved them. They were so out of position because they were fighting for so long. Gentlemates will fall, but they get top 5. G2 will win this map with a little bit of RNG and some fantastic skill to win out the top side of the zone, working their way up the street and winning the game. G2 come online early this time around and also finish strong yet again.
JDG went away to stay alive there as well, but G2 just a step ahead of this rotation. Like you said, the RNG of Fortune's Keep. There's a lot of top-down, there's a lot of high-low, a lot of space for you to move into a final circle like that, and you just wait your turn, you be patient, and that patience is rewarded. Big wins for G2. You take down NIP, who took down the Falcons. You take down AG Global as well. For fun in your way, it doesn't matter. And you also cut down Nemesis, so a lot of kills flowing through this team on their path to a victory. They ended yesterday with their first ever LAN map win on Fortune's Keep, and it was a 41-point win. I think this team just loves Fortune's Keep. They do it again.
I think this team's just dang good. Let's listen in.
Yeah, ping. He's there, goes. He's there. Swing him. Swing him. Again. Fucking baby. Shit, bro. Nice.
A quick Selly, but overall, just well played. I'm loving what G2's doing right now, man. They have the confidence to take fights, and their timing is nearly flawless every single time. They get one tiny advantage, and they just full send. The signal flare that is getting a knock in Warzone, sometimes teams
wow, o sea, Leviathan quedó como en cuarta posición.
Man, a couple of questions for this G2 team. It's like, how does Anxiety find, you know, some support here? It comes off the back of big man showing up on land, and he is showing up in waves to get it done for this team. And you're right, I think it's just the urgency to react, the ability to just read situations so well. This team is not only patient, but they just know when to strike through that patience. And you're taking down some big names on the way. Like I said, NIP, doesn't matter who you're going up against. You're able to control these situations, you control them well.
You've got to talk about Gentlemates, though. This is the most difficult zone for them to find their way to a top 5 position. They got a ton of kills, they worked their way through a ton of teams, and they still somehow got that 1.4x.
And it's the exact same position yesterday that failed for them again and again. So this time, it seems like the stars aligned in this match for them to fight their way through. That is a big kill game for them, you're right.
Gentlemates are starting to knock on the door of some of the top fraggers in Group B. I'll be so curious to see where this leaderboard is, and I'm sure we'll see that in just a moment, folks. We'll be right back here in just a second.
O sea, aparecen en el over top team, o sea, son de los mejores equipos.
Map by map, drop by drop, kill by kill, get closer and closer and closer to find out who's going to walk over the trophy. Miles and Enigma here to get you through the next one. Mate, what a banger of a game. Many of our top squads starting to claw their way back into it.
Yeah, they most certainly are. You can see the Falcons are trying to get there. They're trying to claw that gap back. But there's also, teams like G2 and so many others that are stepping up and continuing to put up consistent performances. It's wonderful to see, of course, if you're a fan inside of here. And they're not the only one, of course. Gentlemates, AGAL, and so many more making things happen.
Very, very consistent. That's the name of the game. Not an easy thing to do whatsoever. As you can see the standings on your screen now, and some
pero no salen en la tabla de
Falcons. What went right for them this time?
I think that they're showing a bit more resilience. We've seen the issues with them trying to rotate. The landing spots are very interesting. We saw in map 4 they had this point where typically they would land on the west side of the map. They decided to go with the east because they're a little bit unsure themselves. But then they're trying to hit these long rotations that they're just not getting over the line in. There was, though, those moments of recovery inside that last map, so it's getting better. It's just whether they can get there in time to get themselves over in that top 5.
The bad luck.
O sea, si quedan dentro de la tabla, eso significa que
I think that you obviously have the fortune in the way that Warzone plays. It's very RNG based, but no one has ever been better historically than Hisoka at stacking those odds in his favor. Some of the decision making, some of the comms, some of the frustrations you see coming through right now, that's definitely playing into things. And I think the pressure from a certain Twisted Minds and how good they're performing is definitely impacting that mental.
Yeah, those farmers, it was good, honest work in Group A. Group B, though, still on your screen. Plenty to play for yet, though. We've got some big squads doing a lot of work there for fun, have a nice bit of time. AGAL with a couple of wins now, feeling very good indeed. Look at those body language. Look at those players over there. They're having themselves one hell of a time.
I'm going to be honest with you. I actually owe these guys a massive apology. I've spent a lot of the year talking about how they've been underwhelming, how they're disappointed at times. But a lot of the conversation has been, we've got a world champion on that team. We've got 2 players who've performed incredibly on LAN in recent years, and they're coming out and delivering here in Paris. So fair play. Definitely got to tip my hat where it's. They are putting up great numbers.
Oh, many hats being.
No.
Teams, how are we feeling about them?
Some of our lower sides. Honestly, I'm a little bit concerned for those of you who, I mean, our expansion region teams. We obviously want to see.
Todo el apoyo de ustedes, cabrones. ¿Cuántos somos ahorita, güey? Como 100 millones, ¿no?
Ah, perro.
Padrinos, somos 250 personas, güey. ¿Cuántos somos en TikTok? Padrinos, somos 250 personas, güey. 250 personas, güey. Racita dejando todo ese apoyo, güey. Somos 235 personas. Por aquí vemos. Acá estamos con el ritual. Saludos. ¿Cuántas partidas faltan? Tráete al Capitán América, dicen por acá. Están pidiendo al Capitán América, güey.
Even say likely Gentlemates safe, but moving into this last round, the only team that could drop out of the top 5, in my opinion, AGAL. They're holding the line in 5th.
A ver
¿Qué pasó con el clan Super Saiyan? Que en paz descanse. Chavos, última partida del día de hoy, muchachos. Última partida del día de hoy, güey. Vamos a darle con todo, güey. Con todo, muchachos. Con todo, carajo.
Última partida dice este, güey. Dice 6 de 11, mano.
Última, señores. Última partida. Dice 10, pero van 11. Última, güey.
Dice 10, pero van 11. Yo digo que dice 6, pero bueno.
Última partida.
A ver, hay que actualizar esta madre.
Híjoles.
¿Qué hubo?
No es una,
Eso
no es
se
una
actualiza
zona
en vivo.
nada buena para el equipo de Amir, güey, pero veremos qué pasa, güey.
Esto no se actualiza en vivo.
Vamos a ver cómo le hacen estos cabrones. Yo creo que sí pueden, güey. Lo pueden lograr, señores. Lo pueden lograr los mexicanos. G2 en el centro de la zona. No tienen mucho detalle. Los equipos que queremos ver wipeados es el equipo rosa. No el...
NIP and Leviathan on the
Falcons to clear their path and have it actually a safe home for the first time, maybe this entire second half of the group stages. And again, when you think about the Falcons and what they need to do, they need a banger map. They need to win probably and they at least need like 30 points, and they need AGAL to have a stinker. So watch out for AGAL today. Damax desperately needs some points as well, as they're down at the bottom of the leaderboard. Look at the top right-hand side of your screen. You can see where AGAL is. 167 is the score to beat as of current, and on screen AGAL is showing us why they're a top 5 team. My goodness. Knight with a 2-piece on Orchid, who's hot on their heels.
I was going to say, that's the one team you want to be beating right now if you're AGAL. Orchid are right beside you on that leaderboard, and you are making mincemeat out of them. Nemesis in the feed, heading up against the likes of Vicious Esports, who just continue to linger around these Falcons. They got a vendetta out against these 3 players, and they do not want to let them just chill in a zone for free. They got Fnatic around them as well. Same with Gentlemates.
Vicious at least lose one. If they lose multiple here, they're going to be in deep trouble. They're a team that could get cut down and be sent home, unfortunately, right here, right now, if they're not careful. Limax, Fraggers go out. They find a couple. Bray safe for a moment. Anchor still alive for Nemesis.
Yeah, Gentlemates with the early KP. Same thing with AGAL. Same thing with Orchid. Falcons have been quiet in this early drop. Foot to Graveyard. Haven't yet gotten to see them move.
Yeah, they don't need to. They were able to just loot back up after they went out in Graveyard. They're going to get their loadout, and then they're going to go frag out here in a moment. So everything's doing... I guess this is usually how it goes for the Falcons. A lot of folks starting to swarm around them, though. There's a big chance for some points. They're going to get one there on Nemesis and look for a lot more in the area. The Vicious, though, the thorn in their side, the Achilles heel of the Falcons is here. But it's just Souls. Let's see if they can hunt him down.
Nobody's going to be chasing down the Falcons, so they don't have to worry about getting third-partied right now. They're on the hunt to see if they can find this last remaining Vicious player. Doesn't look like Souls is going to be able to get away. Yay to the roof.
Good God. NIP off-screen is doing unspeakable things to Leviathan as they leave Winery for the first time in Fortune's
G2 are out.
G2 gone. This is going to open up some point sponges at the top. Remember, G2 was at the very top of this leaderboard by a country mile, so no big deal. G2 goes down, except it opens up the board.
G2, they've done what they needed to do on day 1 and day 2. They're going to be seeing themselves to Sunday. They don't have anything to worry about right now, so even though you're out, you just get to kick your feet up and study.
I'll talk more about this later, but Juju showcasing the different team that For Fun is today. This is the team that we saw in the open quals. This is the team that went pub stomping. You know, points today versus points yesterday, it's not even comparable. These guys have been putting up 20 ball games over and over again, slaying out the lobby. A really good game here. For Fun is in a great position to still make top 5 as they find kill after kill on main from a distance. But in the meantime, of course, we see our new zone. It goes further to the west.
Yeah, it is going to be moving into town and Overlook. Still a lot of bodies over from the Lighthouse, moving across the Smuggler's Cove into the Grotto and Gatehouse. There's about maybe 5 or 6 trios to worry about.
AGAL, a bubble team holder, currently in 5th. Can they hold the line? Let's listen in.
These kids row out of Spiral?
I have no idea. I mean, we're on a yellow marker. Nice. Get off.
He's offing.
Yeah, I can't help you with that, Scummer.
He's one shot. They shot me crossing. He's gonna try and jump out. I need help.
No, you should try
him to the tower.
He's on the roof of Spiral right now.
I can try to get to you.
I'm holding top church.
Push him to the tower, bro.
Yeah, he's going. Knight's going. I'm holding top Spiral.
I'm here at the tower right now, okay? They're smoked across, okay?
Yeah,
One already crossed.
Right here. Yo, on me, it's Spiral. They're fine.
Go. There's gotta be Orchid on the edge.
Yeah, that's Orchid and Spiral.
Hold them, okay?
Yeah.
I'm inside on the banisters right now. I'm gonna grab this bounty, okay?
Yep.
I'm on the second floor.
I mean, do you guys want to just get ahead and we can hold it back?
Going great.
Yeah.
Hold them.
He's still top Spiral. Okay,
I'm holding them.
On the tower.
Oh, they PA'd.
I got PA'd.
Master 5 kids on the tower, rowing in. They're on me. Okay, they're in grave.
A great callback from the IGL there, FIFA Kill. If they overcommitted on that fight, they probably get shot in the back by Orchid, or even worse, maybe the Falcons, pending the way that fight went down. So a great call from FIFA Kill, bring back the troops, gonna play together and work their way into new. But of course, we've got eyes on the rest of the map as well. A lot going on. To recap, only 2 teams are out. That's Fortune's Keep for you. Yes, the zone is moving into the water deeper and deeper to the southwest, but for now, 14 teams remain trying to find a foothold on some semblance of some cover as everybody starts creeping towards town.
Yeah, Orchid desperately were trying to get around the Falcons into the eastern side of Overlook. However, Gentlemates stopped that, forced them to fight through the middle. Into the grotto they go. Still having to face against both AG Global and Falcons, the two teams you're trying to avoid right now. As the circle closes even further. A lot of water open, so a lot of places for these teams to rat out and regain, and Leviathan are one of those teams hiding inside of it.
Again, we're looking at Orchid, we're looking at For Fun, we're looking at Falcons to make a play for the top 5. Nemesis not really in contention, but they're desperately deep inside of mid-pack. A bad game, nothing really happens. A great game, probably nothing happens. For Vicious, though, they're desperately, viciously fighting for a spot in the Survivor stage. They need some points. They need a good game.
Yeah, they're stuck right now between Nemesis and the Falcons, so you're not in a great position. Even though you've had the Falcons number, still not where you want to be. Orchid go out. AG Global are going to knock them out, and that gets them into the safe zone and away from that bubble team.
That's a huge takedown. Orchid gone means at least one of the dogs nipping at your heels is out of here. Before Fun get gunned down by NIP, but a nice trade from Juju. Easy trade, easy pick back up. But of course, there's more teams in the area. Watch out for KGV, who are still trying to claw their way into the Survivor stages as well. For Fun, maybe in a bit of trouble right now. A fight that they desperately need to win if they want a top 5 position. Kazzy from the backside, a great flank. Gonna put For Fun on their heels, but Juju is fighting for his life. And he's put down KGV to a solo. A duo flying back in as the
Fnatic se fue otra vez.
A little bit of space between KGV so he can maybe get this res on his teammate. Get back into a 2-on-2 spot. Kazu doesn't want to let that happen. I love this from KGV because it gets the confirm on the Juju and it makes their For Fun difficult.
Yeah, look at the map right now. You can see the Gentlemates. They're very safe. Haven't shown them because they've been chilling, just fragging. On screen, though, Nemesis in a big fight against the Vicious. An important fight for both of these teams, both desperately trying to stay in this competition. For Fun, I believe, potentially wiped, but no, we got floaters in the sky as Bray takes down the Vicious. Will they get full wiped? No, they've got a regainer. A lot of folks swimming around. We still got 13 teams and a bunch of swimmers.
A whole lot of teams in the water. Falcons are in a great spot, though, still coming out of Graveyard. You're going to have your anchor player safe and sound. Your Slayers pushing through, seeing what they can do. That's going to be Dongy and Noobs trying to tally things up. The squad's going to get wiped there, and it looks like For Fun now have been wiped. So that gives KGV some positioning into Grotto. They're going to be working into AG Global, and NIP behind them slowly trying to work in and regain.
Really the only team that can eclipse top 5 now with For Fun gone and Orchid gone is Team Falcons. Noobs not a kill, but plenty of damage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's listen in with the Falcons. The only team that can get top 5 with FIFA kill down and AGAL out. The Falcons, a chance.
Right, there's a team on the right. We had all this space top left too. Should I start spacing it out? We try to get in advance. How much UAs do you have? I only have one. I only had enough for one. I'm gonna try to loot up too. We can space it out. We're on 7, bro. We need more kills. Wait, there's one on my left. Bathroom on my left. I got him. Nice. Landed in front of me, yellow. Weak. Yeah, we're definitely a little bit more aggressive, bro. We only have 8 kills. Yeah, I know. Top by cuts. There's still a lot of kids that gotta come underground. Yeah, I hear that.
Siguen vivos,
So
están
I'm gonna jump down the tower and loot. Okay.
a la derecha del mapa.
In the hole. Yeah, go. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I saw the guy. Yeah.
A la derecha de
I'm
Hisoka.
gonna play for these kills underground. I'm gonna try to alert. Okay. I'm trying to keep this guy off the yellow button. I could die from fucking L though. But I'm gonna gamble. He ran away.
No, ¿a dónde vas a ir?
This guy's in yellow. He's just running around. This guy's glitching right here in front of me. Yeah, this guy's in yellow. I'm just trying to play for him. Wait, one of them just came out of red right here. 2-2. Orchid. In the deep L. In the deep L. They cracked me. This guy's still close to L2. Or yellow, I mean. He's in yellow, busting doors. I heard you. We should try to kill this team on fucking... Okay, I'm leaving the kid in yellow then. I'm gonna try to hop up. Down, crack. Right, one shot on left to help. They're in L. Yeah, one's on the roof right here. He ran. This guy ran on my ring. I don't know where the other guys are. Yeah. I'm crouch walking top of yellow right now.
Only 7 kills turned to 8. The Falcons able to stay alive and hold the top position. In the meantime, KGV are gone. They were a bubble team. They were just barely outside of getting punished and kicked out of this one. The Falcons gonna hold the line on the top side while the Gentlemates hold the line on the south.
Fortunate enough for KGV, Vicious Esports, GameX Esports, and New Icons are gone, and those are the 3 teams that were in elimination polls, so they should be seeing themselves to the survival stage. Gonna have to wait to see how that goes.
Falcons desperately need more kills, and maybe
Siguen
they'll be
vivos,
fed
siguen
a couple
vivos.
on a silver spoon. We check in quickly
Ahí
with the
andan, ahí
Gentlemen.
andan.
Again, they are safe on the south side. They're in the
Trucha,
best
trucha,
position
trucha,
to win this
güey.
game, just holding the final circle, but they've already made it to top 5. They've already made it straight to the
Criminal
match point
Gun
finals.
cayó.
This is insult to injury, and this is to prevent the Falcons from making it to a top 5 position.
JDG could be working in through the top of town. Falcons in between them. Right alongside them is going to be new icons. So a little bit of quick to the jump will be JDG to see if they can work into a position to take on these Falcons.
Falcons have to play for this. They desperately need the kills. JDG find a couple, but Donkey's going to find one. Looking for the second, hiding in the back corner.
Queda
JDG
uno
runs for the
de
hills
Leviatán.
deep into the gas to try to stay alive.
Un clavadillo ahí.
Low on health, but deep in the gas because they have to clean up this final player.
Güeyes en
They
el
need to
gas.
win the North so they can actually hope and pray for, yes, a top 5 position.
Córrele,
Pray for a win.
cabrón.
They get FLS. No, they got a buyback right as he goes down. JDG have one player still up in the skies. Yes, the Falcons have won the North, but look who's holding him. It's Nemesis and the Gentlemates in zone.
¿Sigue vivo
Our
o
new
no?
zone is in the water, Seaboard.
No,
We're going to
ya
the beaches.
murió.
Nobody's looking for the Falcons right
Sí
now.
lo
Not
alcanzó
even
a
Nemesis is
matar
going to be
ahí. No
paying
se
attention
alcanza
to
a
him. So
ver.
Falcons are going to get free rotate. No, Bray's going to turn around.
Doggy finds an angle. The Falcons in trouble. They desperately need a top 5. They have to stay alive. We're still at 6. Who can it
su
be?
madre.
They will take matters into their own hands. Down goes another team, and finally the Falcons get a nice multiplier, but more needs to be made. They need more points. They don't have enough kills yet, and it's going to be entirely on Dongy's shoulders. Melvin's still alive. Can he win the gunfight? No. Dongy's still up. Inkyo wins his. We're down to the final 3. It's Falcons versus
Se la va a llevar Falcons, se me hace. Bueno, tiene posición.
Gentlemates with 3. Falcons
El
at the
otro
bottom of the
equipo.
hill. It's just going to be Dongy to try to get it done, to try to
Y te
claw
llegan por
his way
atrás,
and
carnal.
claw his way
Nah,
to the
pues
top
bien.
5.
Cabrón, los
Near
rosas.
top of the leaderboard will shut the door on the Falcons. We'll let the mathematicians do the work, but you can hear the crowd. The Gentlemates are going to win the final map of the day.
Madre. Otra vez, Gentlemates. Gentlemates.
Bookends for the
Con
boys.
22 kills.
The first and last map, they've done it.
They've gotten their way all the way into top 5 to represent their home crowd on the championship Sunday for the champs of WRS. This means a lot for the French fans, but it means even more for these players who all year have been dodging that podium finish to hopefully do it at home.
It's still group stages, ladies and gentlemen, but the crowd makes it feel like so much more. If we take a look
No,
back
pues
on their win, it
felices los
was under
franceses,
chaos
¿eh?
underground, and Doggy wins his ones. They found a sizable amount of kills in the final circle, and they do get their top 5 finish. The Falcons lead. Let's listen into the win, though.
Nice. Remonte. On va remonter, remonter. Il est au rocher, deep. Nice! Let's go, les gars! Let's go!
Nice celebration. It feels like everything is finally coming together for the Gentlemates. But of course, we have to turn back our attention to the win conditions today. The bubbles. Who's top 5? Who's bottom 3? Who's going home and not even able to play in their survivor stages? I don't know if the Falcons did enough. AGAL had a okay, if not better than okay map. And they look to be celebrating. If their math is correct, there's a chance AGAL held the line.
And to see AGAL in the Sunday and Falcons having to play through Saturday's survival stage, like that just adds to the storylines of EWC. Like that is a moment where a lot of people are like, I know, like the Falcons, like they're falling down. They don't look the same. Throughout the rest of the week for this team to see what they could do. Falcons show.
Vientos.
Fnatic have dropped down. They were in 12.
Y nada, bro. Lamentablemente Fnatic no pudo clasificar, bro.
No
Por
pasó
literalmente
Fnatic.
absolutamente nada de puntos, bro. Unos 6 puntos si hacían una partida muy normalita. muriéndose a mitad de partida en un top
97,
10, top 9,
no le
fácilmente.
faltaron muchos,
Pero
o
no
sea,
se pudo.
102, bestia.
Y Leviatán que
5
pudo
puntitos
mantener la
más y
ventaja
entraba en el 12.
en cuanto a la posición y se quedaron con
El
ese
13.
top 11 con 119.2 puntos, bro, clasificados para el Last Chance Qualifier de mañana. Woodsy,
Qué mal pedo.
cuéntamelo, bro.
Pero bueno,
El tipo está llorando. ¿Quién está llorando, bro?
Volcom.
Brasileños, viejo, están llorando los
Están
brasileños.
llorando, hermano.
Es el sueño de Brasil, dieron todo el año, jugaron un pin de mierda todo el año y quedan liquidados en...
Not able to carry over to another day. It is not able to carry over to
Pues
another
Padrín llorando,
day.
gente.
It is not going to be a good
Padrín
feeling to walk
en
away with
lágrimas,
the key and put it on the
porque
podium.
no ha logrado la clasificación al día de mañana.
But to find a champion, we need to see teams
Mira, Braxton es el coach de For Fun. Pues ahí tenemos, gente. Braxton, que no se clasificó con su equipo, que era el equipo de Rida y Scopes, no se clasificó al mundial. Pues bueno, está de coach de For Fun. Igual que Camps, que no se clasificó con su equipo de Javi, y no sé si era Nala el tercero o alguno de estos, y al final acabó siendo el coach de Face. Pues Braxton, que ha hecho algo similar.
37.6, bro. No
Sí.
puede ser.
O sea, como decía, que esto es una partida normalita de Fnatic. Obviamente se ve fácil desde casa, chat, ya es otra cosa, pero... Ay, güey, lo que veo es que haya sido tan cerca, güey, ¿sabes? O sea, tan cerrado, hermano, el repechaje.
Duele tanto, güey, al chile.
Sí.
Sí, cabrón, qué mamada. Pero bueno, lo hicieron muy bien, chat, igual Fnatic, para CT, para... se me fue el nombre, para Face. Pues bueno, estar dentro del top 32 de equipos del mundo ya es algo. Quisiéramos un pelo más porque así lo hemos querido durante años, pero no va a ser esta, chat. Tenemos a Leviatán para el repechaje de mañana. Vamos a ver si logran llegar al domingo a la final. Pero bueno, un duro día si eres mexicano. Si eres ecuatoriano de Puerto Rico, duro día que esto.
Estoy hablando con Amir a ver si quiere dar unas palabras. Vamos a ver si me responde.
Oh my god, hermano. Deus a ver en exclusiva, chat, en unos momentos, güey.
Aquí los paramos al vato.
I love it. And you know, talking about Sunday, a whole new lobby, other teams enter, there's a lot more pressure going into it as well. How do you guys typically
Va, pero puedes poner la tabla del grupo A. Sí, chat.
Ah, sí, podemos hacer un resumen de qué equipos se quedarían exactamente.
Ok, va.
I think for us it's very important that we have good vibes and bring a lot of energy, and then yeah, the gameplay speaks for itself.
It does indeed. Deadly on the dance floor. I like it. Right, follow me. Let's go over here. Let's go over to the Crusher. This is the fun bit. This is the bit that you have to earn at the Esports World Cup to crush someone else's key. And not only one, you guys get to crush 3 at the same time. Step up onto the podium, please. Slappy. We're about to crush 3 teams, right? We've got Vicious Esports. We've got New Icons, and we've got Fnatic. Those three teams are all been eliminated from the competition. They're standing over there. Anything you'd like to say to them before we crush their keys?
I'm sorry, man.
Sorry?
Be done.
It has to be done, exactly. That's the nature of competition. It's the nature of the beast. Melvin, please, my friend, can you press that button? And let's open up this incredible crusher. The gnashing teeth, ready to chomp up these keys. Slappy, I think it's down to you, my friend. I'm going to get you to pull on this lever and send these keys down in 3, 2, 1. Ooh! And there they go. I tell you what, Slappy, consistency is key when it comes to performing out here on the main stage. What would you say your team's biggest strength is? Is it the synergy? Is it the slaying power? Or is it all of the above?
I mean, obviously, we all know what we're capable of, so we're just staying disciplined and just doing our game plan, making sure we orchestrate it to its full potential and just playing our game, really.
Play your game, and that's all you need to do. It's all you can do, and you've got Championship Sunday to look forward to. Obviously, we're saying goodbye to 3 teams right here. That means 6 total teams from the group stage have now been eliminated. It's a bitter pill to have to swallow, but at the end of the day, someone's gotta go home. And so with that being said, it is now time to head back to the studio to round out the group stage and get us hyped up for the survival tomorrow. See you in a bit.
They will be going home, but we also have 5 teams that will be moving on to match point finals. And earlier at the beginning of the day, we were talking about predictions, we were talking about the playoff. It comes, and it was none other than Lace saying G2.
I mean, look, JD obviously took the trophy, but like by a point, man, by a point.
Sí, bro. Sí pasó.
¿Qué esto?
¿cuándo van a jugar mañana? Sí, bro, van a jugar mañana. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Contra quién van a jugar? Ya te voy a decir, hermano, cálmate. Te digo, bro, mañana la lobby del Survival, del Last Chance Qualifier, va a ser la siguiente. Por parte del grupo A, Team Vitality, Skullface.
In that top 5.
Yeah, and I would just say, like, the land performances for G2 coming in didn't give us much to throw weight on. And then you also got to think back to how some of these guys had played at EWC last year. Tremendous letdown. I mean, there was so much hype and buzz about what they were doing online, then all of a sudden they show up on LAN and throw an absolute stinker out there. So to see G2 come together and put together the most consistent results outside of what Twisted Minds was able to do in total by placement and kills, incredible stuff. So our top 3, absolute lights out. NIP, who had a great day yesterday, retained their space. AG, huge bump up to get to that top 5 position. Very typical on top of that.
And that is massive for AGAL because that's a squad that's currently in the top 5 for Club Championship, fighting for more points. Now that they're going to be going directly to match point finals, it's a chance for them to grab even more Club Championship points.
Hey, incredible. What a run, man. I mean, and again, now we've talked about it plenty. That Falcons position, they're in 7th place, telling of how their esports World Cup has gone so far. For fun as well. Got themselves on the front
Las
page,
armas
finally.
más
Great run out of
letales
them.
que se usaron en el
Dark Horse,
torneo,
many
hasta
considered,
ahorita.
and not a bad position to be in there at 6. But still, that means more
CBRS.
seen tomorrow at the very least. Vicious, Fnatic, new icons.
MXR.
Yeah, and I'm just going to point to God like real quickly because, yes, they had an
pistola,
unbelievable day today. They had the 3rd best scoring day today overall outside of the teams that happened to dominate in Group A. That's comparing to yesterday. They only had 43 points coming into today. So
BST,
100-plus point day.
Carbón.
Unbelievable stuff. Yes, they'll go through the survival stage, but they should have a target on their back.
From 15th to 9th, not a bad place whatsoever. I mean, a dangerous spot within the middle. I mean, that was very, very unstable waters, both teams bouncing back and forth there. But at the end of the day, good enough to stay in position, good enough not to be eliminated, to see another day is all you can ask for.
And I mean, even Leviathan as well, we were saying that, you know, they were in that bottom 3 for such a long time. They were able to get out since match 2, but to be able to stay out of that bottom 3 with such a great performance today. Obviously, maybe not where they were hoping to stand on the leaderboard, but hey, they ain't go home.
Yeah, Gamma Experience barely able to get out of those bottom 3. That squad is going to have to do a lot more, especially coming to tomorrow, because Survival, only the top 6 will be moving on to match point finals. Everybody else's keys will be crushed. One thing that we did end up seeing, especially in the first day, was the sponge points, right? With Twisted Minds, we saw it especially with Group A. Tomorrow, at least for some of these squads trying to make it to match point finals, they won't really have to worry about that. They will be trying to become the sponge points.
I might get an even more closely contested competition throughout tomorrow. I mean, it's 6 places is not enough. I mean, looking at how tight these games have been, look how incredibly close the leader has been over 2 days of play. There is very, very, very little room for error here. So you have got to make sure that every map counts to the most you can get out of it.
I think the other thing on top of that, and we saw this come through last year, you know, we only played Rebirth, and a lot of the contests around Control Center was throwing teams into complete mental disarray. You cannot be mentally checked going into tomorrow. You have to be thinking about nothing really from the first 2 days. Like if you're a team like Falcons,
Ahora te voy a hacer otra pregunta. Bueno, no sé si Woods opina lo mismo primero de Falcons.
Sí, no, totalmente, sí pasan, 100%.
Ok, pasan. Ok, va la siguiente pregunta. ¿Ven a Leviatán en la final?
Sí.
¿Avanzan en el top 6 y avanzan al domingo?
Sí.
Yo también.
100%, güey.
Yo veo una lobby muy factible, la verdad.
Sí, es lo que te iba a decir. Obviamente ningún equipo es malo, chat. O sea, no menospreciamos, porque literalmente acabamos de ver como un equipo que no es famoso, ni es considerado nada, ni está dentro del top, te liquida un equipo que es top. Pero sí creo yo que de los 16 que hay ahorita, Leviatán es top 6. Sí creo eso.
Sí, yo también creo eso.
Sin duda alguna.
¿Y Wiwi?
Sin duda alguna. ¿Y
Wiwi? Chat, ¿y Wiwi?
¿Y Wiwi?
hermano? ¿Y Wiwi?
Rushing more keys, and we'll be finding out who are the last 6 teams to join Match Point Finals.
abrazos, chat, a todos los que apoyan el Watch Party, viejos.
La pregunta aquí es la siguiente.
Dime lo que es.
Call of Duty. ¿Qué más tenemos que hacer, bro?
¿Qué más hay que hacer, hermano?
¿Qué más tenemos que
¿Qué
hacer,
más
bro?
hay que hacer, Carlos?
¿Qué más tenemos que hacer, bro? Para que nos dé un spot allá, para castear allá en París, bro. ¿Qué más tenemos que hacer, bro? ¿Qué más tenemos que hacer, bro?
¿Tenemos oportunidad ahorita
Ser
todavía
menos
de
mamón,
agarrar un
güey.
vuelo a París?
Y jugar bien. Es bueno. Pero tienes que jugar mejor.
Bueno. Bueno, está esto realmente. Pero claro,
Pikachu, bro.
Este vato.
Partidazos del día de hoy.
La neta sí, cabrón.
Güey, partidazos, güey. O sea,
Hermano,
te digo,
la primera
se sintió
partida-
como una final adelantada hoy, el grupo B.
Bro, el segundo grupo.
Ya se fue a apostar al vicio, dice el vato. Si no, pues ya te voy a quitar de aquí. No me vayas a salir sin querer. A ver, mi rey, mi rey, mi rey. Chao. Bueno, pues quedan 2 días más. Recuerden, pueden pasar ahí en el comentario, dejé el sitio gamesicans.tv para que le echen un ojillo por si les late castear o simplemente quieren ver tener a la mano varios canales sin tener que estar armándolo. Ya está todo armado, nada más tienen que escoger cuáles quieren y en qué modo quieren verlos.
Dentro del top 6. Un campeón de solo yo los 2 veces, un campeón del mundo y un campeón de EWC.
Ey, se fue el directo de Call of Duty, hermano. ¿Qué ha pasado, mi bro?
¿Cómo que se fue? ¡Ja! No mames. Se cayó el stream oficial.
Por abrir la fucking tabla.
No tiene la tabla este vato.
Es que la veo bien chiquita, hermano, güey, verdad, güey. Ahí te va, güey.
No te preocupes, Woodsy.
Dame un segundo,
Bueno, mira,
hermano.
mientras lo puedo ir dando yo, ¿va?
Da la tuya, hermano.
Ok, a ver, mi top 6 es muy similar al de que esto, yo diría que casi idéntico, simplemente swapeo a H1 por Vitality. Ese es mi top. Que sería, ¿qué sería? Sería Falcons, Leviathan, Vitality. ¿Qué otro dijiste que esto?
Yo dije For
¿Novo?
Fun.
For
For Fun y Novo, sí.
For Fun
A
y
ver.
Novo. Sí, ese sería mi top 6, con Orchid obviamente ocupando la 6ª posición, que los vimos que si algo se les da muy bien es la constancia y consistencia en kills y mantener el lugar. Así que ese sería mi top 6. ¿A qué hora empieza mañana? Me preguntan. A las 7 de la mañana, chat. 7 de la mañana hora del centro de...
Güey, ese Psycho se puso mamoncita, Psycho, güey.
Cursed by your
maybe it's
your
just like
success.
their, I don't know if their comms are off. Like I think maybe their team fights are just off.
Chad, we think so highly of Dongi that him dropping 47, we're like, damn, he's not
Falcons.
Yeah.
Las chance. Y pongo esto, actualizar torneo. Vale, esto es actualizar ahora. ¿Vale? Aquí he puesto, gente, top 6 clasifica, para que sepáis que pasa el top 6, ¿vale? Max, gracias por esos 2 mesacos, Tito. Segundo mesecito. Muchas gracias, Tito. Agradece el apoyo, baby.
Excepción de 1-2, el top 6 de mañana. Pero, como lo hemos visto en fase de grupos, pues realmente cualquier cosa puede pasar, ¿no?
A ver, se
Woodsy?
supone que iba a salir la
Todo puede
Mir.
pasar, la
Sí,
verdad.
pero en verdad.
Unas
lo
palabras
veo un
según
poco-
el gesto.
O sea, lo veo muy poco abierto. Es a lo que
Es
voy,
lo que estoy
veo muy
esperando.
poco
Sí,
abierto.
sí.
13, 11.
Oh,
Hoy vende para su canal, ¿no? No es como que oficial. Ya el stream oficial, ya fue. El stream oficial ya fue.
si alguien no contesta tu spot, ¿qué tanto espacio tienes para arriba, para derecha, para izquierda? ¿No? Entonces, por ejemplo,
Exactamente.
yo el que les puedo decir así seguro 100%, que nada más es del mapa de la isla de Resurgimiento, tenemos tiro entre PBJ, PBJ, los contras, J Vela, y tenemos tiro entre Leviathan. Se contestan en el Stronghold, y no sé si por ego, no sé si por Strat, no sé por lo que sea, pero nunca deja de caer ahí PBJ, nunca deja de caer PBJ. ¿Y sabes también que cae en tercero para hacer third party ahí?
¿Quién?
Falcons, hermano. En las
¡Oh!
scrims originales de la rotación, tienes a Falcons, tienes a PBJ y tienes a Leviathan. Vamos a ver cómo maneja chat eso el día de mañana Leviathan en... ¿cómo se llama? En ese mapa específico. De ahí en fuera no sé bien a quién se pueden topar, pero va a estar interesante. Mañana tenemos mucho Warzone, Woodsy.
Es que,
Demasiado
bro,
Warzone, hermano.
yo creo que la
Demasiado.
troleada fue de Falcons, ¿oíste? Porque vos sacáis a Falcons de la ecuación y es un spot free.
La dupla Ancet y Big Man ha funcionado muy bien esta dupla, hay que decirlo, gente, hay que ser sinceros. Luego tenemos a Slappy, King AJ, Yuyu, Gromalok, FLS. Chicos, Dongi, 53 kills, se ha hecho casi 20 kills menos que en Keo y con un KD de 1,7, que el KD no está mal, sí que es cierto, pero hombre, Dongi top 12 se espera un poquito más de él, para ser Dongi me refiero. Un top 12 en kills está muy bien, pero hombre, de Dongi se espera pues un top 5 mínimo.
Nos enfocamos en eso.
No nos enfocamos mucho en Faro, pero igual liquidando a JD Gaming, pues, o sea, justo Leviathan sabe jugar muy bien el Faro. Me imagino que peleándole a un equipo que yo considero que es de los mejores ahorita del torneo, que es JD Gaming, probablemente si otro equipo les quiere llegar a hacer contest, ya sepan cómo hacer el campo.
Exacto, y no va a ser lo mismo, va a ser
Ajá,
mucho
y no
más
va a ser
fácil
lo mismo.
hacerlo.
Entonces, claro, güey. Por ejemplo, la partida que vimos donde sacaron el Faro y corrieron a JD, se mueven a la torre de radio de la izquierda, regresan a Faro y es donde termina la partida, que los terminan liquidando abajo de las rocas, no sé si recuerdan,
Sí,
abajo del
sí,
Faro.
sí.
Entonces, ahí prácticamente aseguran con eso su clasificación y pueden jugar más tranquilo la última partida. Entonces te digo, Leviathan sabe jugar eso, depende un poco de la zona. No tiene tantas opciones en Fortunes, pero mañana vamos a ver Warzone Prime de Leviathan.
El chat dice que Novo cae en Faro. Eso es
y
un
no-
buen
no es
macho,
nada
pues.
malo,
Exacto, eso es un buen
Yo los
macho.
metí, ¿no? A los de Novo ahorita.
Sí.
Sí, tú metiste, creo que coincidimos en ese Novo, los tres.
Sí, los italianos, güey.
Sí.
Verga,
Sí.
son muy buenos esos vatos, güey, también.
Y en Havens, ¿quién cae por allá, bro? Novo
En
también.
Havens.
En
Esa,
Havens.
déjame ser. En PlayStation sí cae alguien. No recuerdo, es que son muchos equipos, güey. No, sí cae alguien.
En tren cae
pero sí,
Vitality,
habría
dice uno.
contest también. Sí es Vitality.
Creo que sí es Vitality, güey.
Es un europeo. ¿Son esos güeyes o son europeos, según yo? Pero te digo, aquí viene la otra opción. Ahora Havens, güey. Que si poco está cualeado.
Sí.
Sí, Hell de Acoleo.
¿Y Gentleman está cualeado? Si
Sí.
no me equivoco.
También, Gentleman, sí.
Ok, los que te contesté a Valor, y yo espero que los coaches lo puedan ver, que son de los top equipos del torneo, ya no está G2, ya no está Gentlemates. ¿Qué pasa si ves que te van a landear en Train Station al Lumber, güey?
Sí.
No, tú dominas, Lumber te lo sabes. Dominar Train, sí, depende. Pero si ya van esos dos, Lumber, güey. Y lo como quieras, porque se le ahora más de repechaje a jugar Lumber. Sabe dónde los otros hay que quedarse, el que sabe dónde hay armas, que son las que maneja mejor las main building, el que maneja mejor las de en medio, güey. O sea, yo que la le va
Vasita.
Sí,
Sí, pero mañana, bro, yo creo que los matchups, los mapas van a ser muy buenos. O sea, el que te contestea, me refiero.
Sí, va todo, güey. Digo, realmente que pasen 6 horas por
Sí.
más crudo todavía, chat. Va a quedar, se quedan al torneo, pero pues se quedan liquidados.
Fuck.
¿Qué es hablando de
Información, yo creo que el satélite no está llegando, bro. Yo creo que. Mañana puede ser así.
Bueno.
El satélite no
Tú-
está llegando.
dime.
Chat, resumen, mañana, repechaje, 7 horas.
Repechaje 7 de la mañana, para la gente que llega, que sea posiblemente eliminado de 4 equipos mexicanos, 3. CTM se fue en fase de grupos. Face, el equipo de Clam se fue eliminado en fase de grupos. Y doloroso. Se quedan fuera 5 o 6 puntos escasos y están liquidados del torneo en lugar número 15, si me equivoco. El único equipo mexicano y de Puerto Rico que logró avanzar a final es el equipo, perdón, la final chaje, es el equipo de la otra presión que nos queda. Mañana, ¿qué tiene que hacerle el 6 para llegar al Mingle Viper? La final por $1 millón, hermano. $1 millón.
Hermanos, está muy mala noticia.
Sí, cabrón.
Hermanos, tenemos un retiro ya de un jugador. Dale. Ahorita que fue lo de Insta, pone de Volcom y pone Last Dance.
No,
a ver.
Se acabó. Tenemos todo para presentar. Una disculpa con nosotros, cabrones. Last Dance.
What?
O sea, ¿de Last Dance? ¿O qué te fue?
No.
¿Qué siguiente es Last Dance?
Claro.
O sea, el World Series de EWC 27, obviamente.
En exclusiva Volcom se retira.
¿A dónde viste haciéndolo en cabrón?
En historias de Instagram.
Historias de Instagram.
Tu historia de Volcom.
Ah, ya vi, se acabó EWC para nosotros, no vimos todo por preguntar. Last Dance, pues quiero que sea el otro año. O sea, cuando regrese lo voy a tener que agarrar a vergazos, güey, para que...
No, estoy triste.
Capacite ahí.
Callé.
Sí, es que es muy duro. O sea, a lo mejor aquí, final Warzone por el público que habla es un juego, pero aquí parece como el trabajo. Por eso vemos lágrimas de los brasileños y estás en la cara de Fnatic. Literalmente esto es lo que hacen estos güeyes todos los días de su vida y para lo que viven. Entonces, puede ser muy frustrante en el momento tener el éxito, ¿no?
Sí, pero no se va a retirar, bro, porque si no hubiese dicho gracias por el apoyo en todo,
Sí.
en mis años de carrera.
Sí, será eso, hermano. Le voy a meter una verguiza, güey, para que...
Bueno, ¿qué la tocó?
La antena son enormes de París, güey.
La antena me la dan, hermano.
Pues nada más decir, nada más que decir. No tuvimos que esto, Woodsy y su servidor Viper. Si quieren agregar algo más, Woodsy.
No, mañana es el día.
Muchísimas gracias por haber estado el día de hoy. Mañana, misma hora que hoy, 7 de la mañana, por México, gente. Y muchas gracias por acompañarnos, gente.
Mucho acompañar el Watch Party más visto de este EWC 2026 y es hispante. Nos vemos mañana a las 7 de la mañana por el canal. Vamos a tener la fase de repechaje con León. Y pues, muchos años de propios parties y esperemos que el otro año sea presente ya. Que bueno, lejos con favor de Dios. Y los vemos el día de mañana, viejos, tempranito, ¿ok? 7 AM. Bye, bye.
Bye. Chao, señores.
Locos. Nos vemos.
Bye.
La cacha. Mañana 7 AM. Hora Centro México. De EWC Survival. Last Chance Fire. Mañana tienen que dar en top 6 para clasificar en la final. Último, buen puto show, chaval. Va a cerrar en menos de 8 más como nada. Muy buena esta semana. Argentina, el de México, ya no esté votado. Entonces, mucho chat tienen 10 y envío gratis en Estados Unidos. La página menos de 48 horas. Métanse.